Falcon fans, and of course, Miss Maggie T from Atlanta Falcons Nation. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. One time for the fan, we are back talking Falcons football on this beautiful Falcons Friday. A little chilly Falcons Friday, but we still outside here supporting these birds. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Man, we outside, but I cannot just wait to get into this show because we have for the first time on One Time for the Fan, for the first time, we have Miss Maggie T here representing the Lady Birds of AFN, representing Atlanta Falcons Nation. So Maggie T, how is everything going with you this morning? How's your week been? Please let the chat know who Maggie T is and why you're on One Time for the Fan this morning.
Well, what's going on? For one thing, I'm on One Time for the Fan because I'm a fan. How about that? So I've always been a fan. I've been wanting to be on the couch for the longest time. So, so we had to go pull a lady to our couch in order to get access. But that's okay. That's that's just how we roll. No, seriously. It's just because all the exciting Falcons news that's out there, and of course, like my name right there, I'm the first lady of the AFN, Lady Birds of AFN, that comes on Tuesday nights. We love talking about, we're female panelists that love to talk about the Falcons. So and that's Atlanta Falcons Nation, the YouTube channel. So check me out over there if you guys want to hear some ladies talk about some football, because we know talking about Miss Carrie, she came on the show and she just impressed us and everything else. That's best is what she knows. Of course, T. Will has also joined us a couple of times. So, Jack, I've seen you in passing and everything else and at the games and everything. You're an amazing person too. So it's like, I got to be on the show, please.
Before the game, during the games, and after the game now. We saw each other at the after party too as well.
The after party. Speaking
even
of,
T would have been to the area where the after party is. Good old T Will. You've been over there too, haven't you, sir?
Sir, yes, sir. I've been with you. And hey, man, if you're gonna party with Jack Spade, bring a lunch and probably some Tylenol. Just saying, because
yeah, we get down. We get down after the game, especially if it's a loss. It's like, you know what? Turn it
right.
It doesn't matter to Jack. Loss, win. You better bring some Tylenol, man, because I've never, maybe my brother Eric Parker, but Jack probably doesn't have a liver. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my
God, the man can put him back.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
He can put him back.
Maggie, as you know, the Falcons might win the game or lose the game. Atlanta's going to win the party regardless. I mean,
without a doubt.
Now, that's what I'm saying. Now, one thing about it is, even if it's not where Jack Spade is, but I've seen around that stadium,
right?
It's parties everywhere you walk. As soon as you walk out the door, you got the drum line, you got people doing. I'm like, did we win or did we lose?
Got the post-game tailgates going on, got the food trucks outside, the hotels are popping with the drinks and the foods and the fans and everything. So it's a lot going on in the city. If you haven't been to the city, there's some people in the chat or some people that watch the show that probably haven't been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Make sure you reach out to Maggie T if you're coming to a game, T Will if you're coming to a game, even Carrie when she comes in town. She always reaches out to us so that way we can always link up and have a good time. But like Maggie T said, Atlanta will party. Like, we're going to have a good time. We do support these Atlanta Falcons tough. We have a very strong fan base too as well. I think people are forgetting about that because they come in here and they see the stands like, oh, nobody's in the seats and the stand's not empty. They're in there. They're walking around somewhere. They might not be in their seats, but they walking around somewhere.
Section, talking with each other.
Oh yeah, it get popping in the club too. Well, it gets popping in the club. You know how
it gets popping in the club, man.
We're going straight over to Miss Carrie.
Miss Carrie, baby.
Carrie, how is everything going? No 21 carry this morning. She doesn't have the 21 carry right here at this side. She just says carry.
I'm feeling great. We officially have a GM. Welcome to Ian Cunningham, and I am so happy we got Miss Maggie T on the show. She had me on the show the other night with the other Lady Birds of AFN. It was a great time, so please check her out. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Happy Falcons Friday, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Happy Falcons Friday. Falcons fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. This is just great that we have Miss Maggie T for the first time here joining us on One Time for the Fan. And that boy T Will, former ATL Sports One Time for the Fan. T Will, Crystals, 4 a.m. What was that? What was going on now?
Hey, man, I was up watching His and Hers. Great
Oh
show.
my God.
I never gave him a bad recommendation.
No, you have not. You did not miss with this one. Hey guys, really quick. If you do not have much to do this weekend, it's only 6 episodes, but highly recommend it. Where it ended up, you have no idea. Great show, truly enjoyed it. And
So you finished the whole thing yesterday? You watched
yeah,
the
it
whole
was
thing?
6 episodes.
What? T. Will?
I finished it one day too.
Yeah, 6 episodes. So.
Did you sleep?
Here's what happened. So me, Carrie, Jack, a bunch of us were all on the call yesterday. And after we got off that call,
A 3-hour call, if I may say.
Yeah, it may have been a little longer than that, but
right.
After we got off the call, I started watching the show and I fell asleep. It was like 4, right? And I fell asleep and I woke up at like 9 and I'm like, golly. And I started watching at 9 and I think I might have taken a few breaks because I was washing clothes. I was working on the honeydew list. But yeah, I finished it about 5:30 this morning. But again, great show. And you will never see the ending coming. You will never in a million years see the ending coming. And oh man, it was great. I'm gonna podcast about it later on today. So you guys can check that out. Shameless plug for my ATL movies.
I'm gonna have to watch it before I watch it. How about that?
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
I'm gonna give spoilers because it seems like I want to check this out.
T. Will is ready to give some spoilers. He's doing this.
No. I'm not
He's gonna be spoiler free. This is
show
a spoiler
first.
free. What's up, Carrie?
No, watch the show first for sure because you don't want to be having any spoilers. If you can, avoid all spoilers because it's a shocking ending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, man. Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
I haven't seen His
goosebumps,
or Hers, so
yeah,
I'm
you gotta
not
watch.
I'm not
My
big on
friend
this
thinks-
show.
Oh, you should check it out. Big Low Country Sports. Shout out to him. He's also watching it right
What
now.
up, Low?
Well,
Can't wait
he's
to
not
see
watching much right now because he's still out there detailing the cars. And I told him
Oh wow!
he need to hit the tires too as well
Early
because last time he forgot to hit the
morning.
tires. So,
Wow!
and it's 34
Wow.
degrees out there, Big Low Country. Stay warm.
Oh.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It's going down in a major way. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to repost. Don't forget to share. Head over to Maggie T's page over there at AFN. Go to the Ladybirds page too as well. Make sure you guys just showing the support of just all these content creators and podcasters because we take the time out of our day to talk Falcons with so many of you. And the love has definitely been shown back to us from the chats. Social media. I've been seeing a lot of the reposts and the retweets of people talking Falcons football with many of us. So it's great that we have Miss Maggie T this morning to talk some Falcons football. Let me get to the fans in the stands here because they're just great. And T. Will, we talked about it the other day. We can't even really get to some of the topics because of the chat, because the chat is so live and so lit that we might have to just create a show just to let the chat take over. We did our questions from the chat the other day. That took almost 30-45 minutes. Just running through the comments, T. Will, was just wild. Like, it took us almost an hour and some change. That's why the shows do run over a little bit, Maggie T. Me and T. Will talk about it. Carrie will talk about it. All right, guys, we'll be on for an hour. We'll be on for 45 minutes. And then 3 hours later, we're still in here talking Falcons football.
I feel you because I called myself. I had a Browns fan on my show last night.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose was we're just going to do an hour, get his perspectives. And then, of course, people start chiming in and talking about things. He got off in that hour. We almost did a 3-hour show after that because of comments alone. Because it was just coming in. I was like, well, I got to get this comment. Well, that comment. And it ended up being a 3-hour show. But yeah, right, Miss Pam joined me, and we couldn't stop it.
That's the good thing
we
about
had other
talking.
guests that joined on with us, but we dropped the link, which was probably, if I'm talking about being an hour and I'm dropping the link, yeah, that's going to be a 3-hour show.
That's the good thing about talking Falcons, because especially with what's going on right now with the Falcons, everybody's just interested with the Falcons. There are people that you can see from when we hired Kevin Stefanski, T. Will, on our first show that we did, people from different organizations, different fan bases were jumping in here. They were just trying to find anything Falcon related because of the fact that we seem to be one of the hottest teams right now with a guy that a lot of fans, I don't know if they really wanted to have as the head coach. So we'll get to those thoughts of Miss Maggie T about Kevin Stefanski. I'm sure your Browns guest last night said some things too as well. that you can possibly let us know tonight. And then for those that did not see the podcast, Maggie T, please let fans know what time was that? What was it? Was on your channel? It was on Lady Birds of AFN channel?
It was at 8 p.m. last night, so it's the recent episode that's posted now.
Okay.
It's definitely the first half. If you don't watch any else of it, please watch that first half of the show with me, him, and shout out to him. Actually, he is a cancer survivor. Where he got his news. I think he had stomach cancer. I believe pancreatic cancer. Where he got the call that day that he was cancer free. So,
amen.
Yeah,
drop the link to that. If you get a chance.
Did you guys see that this scientist in Spain supposedly discovered the cure for pancreatic cancer in mice?
Wow.
There's a post on. Now I don't know how true it is, but supposedly he did discover the cure for pancreatic cancer in mice. That's great to hear, and congratulations to your special guest. That's awesome.
If there's some people out there working on cures for these things, they're great people in the world, because we hope that there eventually will be a cure for a lot of these things. People don't talk about it much, but these are some of the things we have to deal with in life, and we do hope that there's somebody doing the good work out there from God. So big shout out to everybody that's in the chat too as well. Maggie T, if you want to drop that link in the chat of last night's show, if anybody wants to go back and check it out, because there's a lot of fans that have a lot of time on their hands this off season, and they just want to watch podcasts and they want to check out all the content creators. So please feel free to drop that in the chat.
And I can say he put me at ease, definitely. Okay. Because he did put me at ease on how to feel about that. Definitely.
It's good.
That's good. That's good. Miss Carrie's in the building. Maggie T's in the building. T Will's in the building. Let's check out the fans in the stands. Let's see what they're saying this morning. It's difficult to catch up to the chat sometimes. I know some people are now waking up like, damn, Jack, it's 9:50 in the morning. Even Deke Ruffin's over here, 6:50 in the morning over there where he's up early.
What up, Deke?
Is the sun even out over there on the West Coast?
Deke!
But Jack, I just want to say I'm so sad. I just saw Auntie Pam's comment about our guy Silk. Silk Legacy is in ICU.
Yeah.
That's
He reached out to me last night. She kind of beat me to it, but yeah, he what's that RCV, RVC, what's the name of that virus? Is it RCV?
RSV.
RSV.
Yeah,
RSV.
I think. Yeah, and. Yeah, so he has that, and I think he already had some complications. And
my gosh! Prayers go out to Silk Legacy.
He is definitely in need of prayer.
Wow,
he's such a big supporter of our show. So please.
Oh my God, Silk Legacy has been rocking with us, man. I remember back me and Bodie were doing the 4-hour draft 2.5 years ago. Silk Legacy was in the chat talking Falcons and big supporter, not only just the Falcons but just Atlanta in general. So please give your thoughts and prayers in the chat. Anybody who's watching or listening to the show over to Silk Legacy, he's been not only just a supporter, like I said, but he's also become a good friend of ours too as well.
Without a doubt,
with us too as well offline. So big shout out to Silk Legacy. So please keep your thoughts and prayers for Silk in the chat. Wow, man, we really do hope everything works out well with you, King. Silk Legacy. King of Atlanta supporters in the chat. Dwayne Ruffin's in the chat. You got Anthony checking in from Tennessee. He's in the chat too as well. What's on the Falcons agenda today? You got Maggie T in here from AFN. We're going to talk some Falcons football. We're going to probably tell some jokes. Like I already told y'all, big low country. Anybody needs some cars detail, pull up over here at my house.
Oh, wow.
He said he can get about 3 more in before it's time to take a break. Big low country sports. I know he's probably going to jump in here. Any minute now too as well. Auntie Pam is in the chat. Big shout out to Auntie Pam.
What up, Auntie Pam?
Here come the Lady Birds. The Lady Birds are popping in here. Auntie Pam says, "Good morning, Jack T. Will, First Lady of AFN, Maggie T. and Carrie, and everyone in the chat. Happy TGIF Day."
Christy and Stina B are in here.
Oh, big shout out. We're going to get to these comments too as well. We got James Obleton in the chat. He said, "Good morning from icy Maryland." What
up, James? What's going on
out there in Maryland? Icy Maryland?
The East Coast, man. We're supposed to get some snow. Now, y'all,
don't scare these people now.
No,
don't scare these fans now.
It might go down tomorrow. And the reason I say that, like last week, I know out here, it didn't get below 32. It was like 33, but tomorrow it's supposed to be 24. And if we get any precipitation at all, it's going down. So
now, T, I know you live in an area where it's possible to get some snow. I'm over here in the area where we'll probably deal with some ice and so on. We haven't seen snow in my area over here in Atlanta for like, man, a good little amount of time. But I know some people in Gwinnett County got hit last week.
Yeah,
I think it was Sewanee in the back there got hit. Of course, some folks up there in the north going like Rome and Canton and Woodstock in that area got hit too as well.
Yeah.
But hopefully, it doesn't hit too bad. Fans in Atlanta. What's up, T-Will?
Prayerfully, it won't, but the conditions are ripe tomorrow for it. I wasn't worried about it last week, even though my wife had me to go to the store and spend God knows how much money, but I wasn't worried about it because it wasn't.
Still eating bread and egg sandwiches because there was nothing on the shelves.
Oh my gosh, they took all the hot dog buns, they took all the cereal.
It's my fault because my wife had me get everything. We need this and we need that. So yeah.
No, man, you probably saw it. Like Kroger was out of all this stuff.
Sorry.
Walmart was out of all this stuff. Gary's dealing with 80-some degree weather, so she had everything.
I didn't do a big shop. I already had stuff in the house. I might have had a couple of loaves of bread, but I was like not shopping. I was like, what's in my deep freezer? Take that out and unthaw it.
Right. Well, Falcon fans, please stay warm this weekend. I mean, definitely listen to your meteorologists and everybody who's going to be talking about these type of things because it could get a little crazy out here. I know the club gonna be packed because my homeboy's over here still promoting his party. He didn't cancel it. So
I don't know about that, man. I think it's gonna be real this weekend. I think it's gonna get.
This is the real one, T. Will.
Yeah, I think this is the real.
Last week was like the little warming for you.
Yeah, the last week was the warm up. It was the dress rehearsal. But yeah, if you get your candles and your flashlights, get all that.
Hey, T. Will, whoa, the candles and the flashlights.
If the power goes out.
Man, get those generators ready too, Falcon fans.
Well, if you got generators, get them ready. But if your power goes out, man.
Georgia, Texas boys in the chat. Jay Black is in the chat too as well, talking Falcons football. DL on the DL is in the chat here, talking Falcons football too as well. Jeremiah Weems is here in the chat, talking Falcons football. Big shout to Jeremiah Weems. Christy Lewis is in the chat talking Falcons football.
Hey, what up, Christy?
Mississippi. M.I. No, about to get that David Banner.
Crooked letter I.
I get a little David Banner going.
Humpback guy.
We got King of Atlanta said, Miss Pam, the Falcons should have got one of y'all as the general manager. I think it would be amazing to have a woman as a general manager. Wow. Doesn't the Colts have a general manager, a female?
They have an owner that's a female.
They have an owner. Oh, that's right. Was the owner's daughter, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, she's the owner now.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
Yeah, it was his daughter. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, if the Falcons would look in that direction, and I know Ian Cunningham is the new guy that's leading the way. But if they ever was to look in that direction, that'd be great. I mean, I think Atlanta would support that too as well. Christian Lewis, Lady Birds of AFN, Atlanta Falcons Nation LLC is in.
What's going on, Miss Christy? What it do?
Hi, Christy.
Strapped up's in here talking about
Christy's been a supporter of us from day one, Jack.
Oh, Christy, of course. Of course. Big shout out to Christy. Love to have Christy on the show. Matter of fact, Maggie, next time you come back, bring the Lady Birds with you. We're going to have a nice little roundtable discussion with the Lady Birds.
She be at work, and I know the other ladies be at work, so we just have to, figure out a time to do it.
If we have to coordinate an evening show, an afternoon show, Maggie, I'll take off work if I have to. I'll take off work and we can do something. I guarantee you, because for those that do not know, Maggie and the Lady Birds, they have a great discussion. They include the chat. They include everybody when it comes to talking Falcons football. That's why the channel is doing so well, and that's why when it comes to talking Falcons, there's so many content creators out here. But I guarantee y'all, if you go listen to Maggie T and Auntie Pam and Christy Lewis and Stina B, and they do a great job of just like bringing the positivity to the Falcons. And of course, with this fan base, because people's always on different sides of the fences of who we should go as with the head coach, or who's going to be the next wide receiver too, and all this type of stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, it might turn into an argument in other chats, but not over there with Lady Birds and AFN.
Yeah, they bring everything. Hey, Jack,
I don't let that fly.
Yeah,
no, I can take that activity over that way.
Yeah, not to cut you off, Jack, but hey, man, it's that time in the show, bro. It's that time,
bro.
It's that time, bro, when we got a super chat.
Oh, we got us a super chat. Gotta wake him up. Look at this, Stina B. Stina B is in the house. Big shot to Stina B. Lady Birds AFN is in the building. She said, good morning, family. Shouting out to my first lady on the program today. Love you, Maggie. Oh, look at the love coming in from Maggie T. Maggie, did we wake you up this early? Was 9:30 too early for you? Or was this perfect timing to start your day? Or
No, I'm up at this time because my son gets up in the morning. He's on the bus at 8, so
okay.
I'm always up. And I typically am working. I'm telling myself, but I'm not right now. Kind of on a leave, so I had the time today.
Okay. Well, this is great.
Break. I need a mental health break right now.
This
Working
is
9 to 5 it can take you out sometimes. So I was like, you know what? Let me get some days off.
Oh, this is great that we got Maggie T here talking Falcons football. To catch up to all the comments we might take away from some of the topics that we have this morning, and we don't want to do that because we have our special guest, Miss Maggie T, here. So what I'll do is I'll run through the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and give my shout out in advance to everybody I'm going to put on the screen with the comments. But Maggie T, we got to get to some Falcons football with you because Maggie T knows how to talk Falcons football. I mean, we could talk about, the Atlanta dance and music scene. We talk about the club this weekend. We talk about, his and hers, or we can talk about Kevin Stefanski and the Atlanta Falcons. And I have to go to you, Maggie, and ask you first. T. Will, feel free to jump in. Miss Carey, feel free to jump in. I got to ask you just your overall thoughts when it comes to Kevin Stefanski being the head coach. I was at the Hawks game last night, and even during the Hawks game, there were fans that know me from being over there with the Falcons and so on. They was asking me, what do I think about Kevin Stefanski? And it's like, man, I'm trying to watch the Hawks, and they're still talking about Kevin Stefanski. And guess who I saw? Guess who I saw last night, T. Will?
Who did you see, Jack?
DC Young Fly last night.
Oh,
I decided to walk over to DC.
About Kevin Stefanski.
I walked over to DC and I said, DC, now you're wrong for that, bro. You're wrong for that now, because we over here going to support Kevin Stefanski. And the look that DC gave me was like, bro, you did not see my video. So I guess he's still on that type of time. But Maggie T, what type of time are you on when it comes to this new head coach, Kevin Stefanski? You probably listened to the press conference. We're hearing things that he's talking to the media about. And, of course, he gave a message to the fan base, too, as well at the Falcons studio the other day. But, Maggie T, let's hear it from AFN. Let's hear it from you. What do you think about Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta?
Well, when it originally was announced, based on where he came from, his track record, of course, I wasn't 100% sold on it. Now, was on those panicking? Oh my God, everybody, cut the team. I'm going to transfer to another. No, I'm an optimistic, realistic fan. But I was like, let me do my research. That's one thing I will do. I'm not going to just judge you off of, because it's kind of like you get your, you're applying for a job that maybe you had a little skills for, you fluff your resume just a little bit, so you come in, it's like, I can do this job. And then you have to prove it. So it's like, he needs to prove it. Yes. But the fact that, and I got notes, of course, y'all, I got that. So I listen to the press conference. I'm taking notes like I'm a journalist. I listen in for things. So it's a couple of things that I pointed out from what I learned from that. He's one thing about it, I love the fact that he's run first. Of course, we want to run the ball. Physical football team is what he's trying to get. He's want to improve that rushing attack. That's his foundation, and pass game grows from that. Defensively, he was happy with Obrick, because we was wondering what it was going to do with that. And he was like, he just fits the culture. They both kind of on the same page of the vision of where they want to go with this team. One thing that stood out to me, that of course they wanted to get into that shoulder conversation, get him about, oh, your pass is your pass. He's like, well, that was then. Now I'm focused on right in front of me. He said, yes, we can watch film from previous as far as this team as well. I'm a coach, that's what we're going to do. But my focus right now is, one thing is getting the trust from these players. That's a huge deal. He said he texted Bijan right then, as soon as he knew, because he knew that he heard about this guy. He knew about this guy. It's like, let me get in and get in good with him, because he's he's our star.
I would hope you know who Bijan Robinson is. I mean, he didn't have him in Cleveland. I'm sure it would have been a totally different Browns team. But yeah, you're right.
And then other things that stood out also, he just wanted, smart, disciplined, and accountable locker room. Now, let me add this, because I did have a Browns fan on. He actually confirmed that for me.
Mhm.
What he said was, Stefanski is a person that will call players out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he said he was a little side-eye about how he handled Watson's situation, but he called everybody else out and made them accountable for their actions. And the fact that, of course, we're going to get into the offensive coordinator. I'll leave that for that portion. But he said some good things about the relationship between the two, where it's like he wanted to give the play calling to someone else because he's best in being able to take the team as a whole versus where he has to have multiple hats, where he's trying to be a coordinator. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that. He thrives better when he can just focus on the foundation of the entire team,
right,
versus also play calling. But he's a person that doesn't feel where he will step in if he needs to, of course. So to me, that made me feel a little bit better, but it's still, it has to be even as well. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Stefanski, higher.
That was great.
So I'm a little better.
Right. A couple days now, you know how it is. You first get that new car. You're like, did I really want to buy this car? And I had another car I was looking at, but did I really want to get this one? And you take it to get washed. You got driving around the city, put some miles on it. Next thing you know, I love this car. That's my favorite car. I ain't going nowhere else in this car. But yeah, you're definitely right about that. I'm glad you brought up the thing about the coordinator situation, because a lot of fans were concerned about why Tommy Rees is calling plays. People probably overlook the fact that you do a lot as a head coach. Sometimes you do too much as a head coach, and even trying to be a coordinator in that role, it could take up a lot of your time, and of course a lot of things you have to do away from being a coordinator. So I'm glad that you did mention that, because people do sometimes just look at the bigger picture as to why he let Ken Dorsey call plays, why he let Tommy Rees call plays in the middle of the season. And of course, Tommy Rees, buddy, T-Will, buddy. Got his buddy over here in Atlanta now. So hopefully we see a different version of Tommy Rees here in Atlanta. Miss Carrie, you heard your sister Maggie T, her thoughts of Kevin Stefanski. I know you're super hype about Kevin Stefanski too as well. Just your thoughts, want to piggyback on anything of that, what Maggie T said, Carrie?
No, I loved everything she had to say, and I have to go check out the podcast with the Cleveland Browns fan, because that will be some great insights.
We haven't had a Cleveland Browns fan on here, so for Maggie to even speak to somebody from the Browns fan base shows a lot, because you're talking to people who's living through that type of stuff, who's going through the Kevin Stefanski years, going through the Nick Chubb years, or the Shadur Sanders situation. And I like when you talk to other fans from other fan bases, because they do give you a different perspective of what's really going on within that team's organization. So that's great. So Maggie T, please don't forget, drop that link in the chat. So for anybody who did not catch that show last night with Maggie T and a Browns fan who was talking some Cleveland and Falcon football, I'm sure people would love to hear that. T-Will, for my ATO Sports One Time for the Fan. Kevin Stefanski, man, I remember the other day we was talking with Eric Parker. Eric said he's like on an 8, 9, 10 level when it comes to Kevin Stefanski. You did say that we would definitely win 9 games or more this season with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach. And you see the NFC South, 9 games is technically the playoffs, being one of the worst divisions in the NFL. T-Will, you still around that 6 or 7 mark on the level of excitement for Kevin Stefanski? And any thoughts as to, of course, with Ian Cunningham now being the GM and, Matt Ryan going another day as the president of football operations, anything has changed since the last podcast to now about your thoughts on Kevin Stefanski?
No, sir. Still super excited. But again, it's like being from Missouri, the show me stage. Show me, man. Let's see. Let's see where we go. Look, I one thing I will say, I'm super excited about Ian Cunningham. Matt Ryan is a football guy, and I'm excited about where this is going to go, specifically in the fact that Stefanski holds players accountable, because I think that was lacking. Because here's the thing. Everybody loves a player's coach. Oh, just come in my office. Let's talk about it. Oh, you're great. Oh, you look amazing. But there will come a time where you have to hold somebody accountable. Hey, bro, you missed the block. What happened? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? What you dropped the pass. 5 yard in. What are we doing? And on that day, if you haven't done it from day one, it's hard, right? It's hard to go from warm and cuddly to what the hell is up? What's up with coach? So if you can stay that way from day one, and if your players know that you're going to hold them accountable, then you can build onto that relationship. But I like that. So I am excited. But again, I'm also a lifelong Falcons fan. So my enthusiasm is still at a 6 because I need to see, right? I need to see what can you do when it matters? What can you do when it's clutch time? Let's see. So that's where I am. Still super excited, Jack. But they're gonna show me. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
We definitely respect what you say here on One Time for the Fan, T-Will. That's why you're, just doing a great job on former ATL Sports too as well, because fans love to hear what T-Will has to say. Fans love to hear what Carrie has to say, and of course, Maggie T too as well. Maggie, I got to ask you a question. I know you've been a Falcons fan for a long time, so I'm going to throw a little curveball over here. Where did the podcasting come from? How did it start? Like what was going through your mind when you said, you know what, I want to talk Falcons football on air live with the fans? Like, give us a little breakdown of Maggie T and the whole podcasting game. Like, just let me sip my Tito's and cranberry real quick and break it down for us.
Well, for a lot of people don't know, of course, Atlanta Falcons Nation actually started off on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We have an actual group that's 19K deep. This group wasn't originally my group. It was a group that of course, Falcons fans amongst themselves, was other administrators that ran that group. That I think it started growing a little bit more, and a lot of them kind of started weaning themselves out of the group and not managing it. And it was one person that was like, I can't handle it. I got some things going on personally. He was like, I really can't handle it. But would you mind being just the sole manager of it? And, hey, take it. I was like, I'm up for the challenge. So what happened was I just started growing the group. And also because previous to that, I was also doing meet and greets years ago, back when Dugan's was popping, where I just put a poll out there trying to get fans to come together because I was meeting a lot of season ticket holders. I was going to the game. It was me and my twin sister. So we met a lot of the fans. And this was before, because of course a lot of people don't know that Big Low is family. That's before I even Miss Roney and Mr. Lowe was married. So it was way before then when I started doing these meet and greets, and then, I started advertising in the group. People used to come out and they did like that. It used to be away games. So one day it was somebody, I was like, it's too big of a group. So I started asking other people to help manage that Facebook page. From there, I did notice someone that had their own YouTube channel. I was like, let me check this out. Okay, cool. Now the style of content wasn't my forte, but I was like, you know what? I can do this though. I'm gonna go ahead and create my own Atlanta Falcons Nation, because at that time I went on and branded it, registered it. It's my business. Nobody wanted it, so it's like, let me run.
Take it to the next level. Right.
Hey, y'all not doing anything. Do you know the potential you have here? Fans that show up and what you can do with this. So I was like, let me create a channel for it. At first, it was just little old me and a whole bunch of guys. That was intimidating. I just wanted to be in the background, but people was like, no, people want to hear what you want us. I didn't even want to be on camera, y'all. I didn't want to be on camera. They was like, but they want to hear what you have to talk about, Maggie. So that's where the first lady of AFN came in at. And then I started getting disrespected. Miss Carrie can understand where I'm coming from, where it's like, you're a lady, you don't know what you're talking about. Even if I'm knowing what I'm talking about.
I hate when people do that.
Said it.
Right.
You want to critique it and break it down and dissect it. Well,
we still deal with that, Maggie T. I know you recently dealt with that. Yeah.
I recently just dealt with that where I called somebody out, and that was a Gemini in me. He poked the bear, but I had my nasty nice
right
post, And he didn't even come after me about it. Everybody, I let the fans went on to handle that one. I was like, let me sit back and not say a thing. But no, seriously. But that's how the Ladybirds of AFN came about, because of the disrespect. A lot, and not saying all, but some guys are intimidated by women that speak sports, and try to challenge you, and and it's like, okay, well, Miss Pam, Christy, Stina B, and there's other ladies that got something, Whitney, that can talk some football. Miss Pam was my recruiter. She got us some amazing ladies on this panel. Shout out to her. Or it's like, I got the perfect person to be on the show. I said, oh, it's Pam. And she was right. So I trusted Matt Ryan. I trusted in Pam, my GM, to get in here and recruit some people. So that's how that came along.
Big shout out to Auntie Pam.
She's your scouting team and your GM. I could dig it, man.
Well, you have any questions for Maggie T before we get back to some more Falcons football? I know you have been on AFN before too, as well, over on the channel talking Falcons. And of course, a lot of people in the chat here too, as well, love the Lady Bird show. So of course, you all are doing a great job and fantastic content that you all are putting out. T, will you have anything you want to throw in there before we get to another question for Miss Maggie T?
I do, but I know Miss Carrie had some questions specifically that she wanted to address. So I'm gonna let Miss Carrie go, and then I'll get to my questions eventually. Miss Carrie, you I'm sorry, yeah, you said you had some questions for Maggie T. The floor is yours, Miss Carrie.
Yes. Okay. So Maggie T, like, don't mean to put you on the spot, but this is more so just like offhand, like, first thing that comes to your mind. So it's not really anything to prep for. Just to get to know you as a fan of the show and on the show. Just for everyone watching to get to know you better. So we're just gonna do a quick this or that, if you don't mind. And yeah, it's just gonna be quick, something to get to know you a little better. You ready? Okay. Okay. So first one, I'll start very easy. Pizza or chicken wings? What do you like better?
Does it have to be lemon pepper wings or with special types of wings?
Whatever flavor she likes.
Okay.
Pizza. So surprisingly, everybody gets on me. You don't like wings? You're in Atlanta. I'm a pizza person, depending on where.
Okay. I like it. Okay. Number 2. Would you rather have the ability to travel to the past or travel to the future?
That's a good one.
Good
I would actually travel to the past, because there are things that I could have done differently.
Okay.
Relationships I could have ended earlier.
Okay.
So and then people in my life that I didn't have a relationship, maybe I would have cleaned some things up with that, and so I would go back to the past.
Oh, somebody said past, being in the house on the Pats, that Super Bowl game. Yeah, maybe if I could also not only go to the past.
We would have told Mr. What's his name? Get out the never mind, I ain't gonna go there.
Come back to the past. Go back to the past.
Neil, Kyle, Neil.
You got a block on this play.
Take a knee, Kyle. Neil, you're on your 20, Kyle. Neil, for God's sake, man, Neil.
Right.
That's a good one. Okay.
Kyle, run the ball. No,
right.
Neil, Neil. For God's sake, man, please, Neil.
Okay, I guess we're all taking the pass on that one. The next one is, who do you prefer, Michael Turner or Warrick Dunn?
Good question.
Well, I'm a little biased because I've had Michael Turner on my show quite a few times. Warrick Dunn won't answer my DMs. So, but no, player-wise,
okay,
I want to go with the burner.
Okay.
Big shout out Michael Burner.
I'm a little biased though, because he shows me love.
Yes.
And Mike and Ovi have a solid podcast too as well. They're doing a great job over there. So it's good to see Mike step away from the football side now and get on to the podcast content creation side. So big shout out to Michael and Ovi over there.
Okay. Next question. Future or Jeezy?
Jeezy. Yeah, I'm a PRATSTR.
Maggie T, you heard me with that one, Maggie T. You heard me with that one.
I'm not a big fan, and then of course just the way he handled his relationship and stuff like that. Because I'm a mom,
I
Yeah.
love Jesus.
I
Look,
love all your answers so
She
far.
likes it.
Okay.
Oh man, I love me some Jesus.
Do you
Sorry.
like the current Falcons logo or the throwback Falcons logo?
Is that even a question?
No, it's
Bring
not.
me the throwbacks, and I don't.
There you go.
You can do a little enhancement, but it gotta look like the
Amen.
original logo.
Yes.
Jack, she deserves a wild applause for that, sir.
I want to go get my hat. Let me see. Hold on.
Jack, she deserves a wild applause for that. There you go. Yep.
So does that mean you're hoping with the uniform change next season, you're hoping that maybe we tweak the logo and kind of go back to the old school?
I mean, I hope they don't tweak it, but I know they have to, be with the times and stuff. So we're gonna get it. But as long as our jerseys don't look like alarm digital clocks number, a 1 looks like a 1 and not a 7.
Right, I was about to say that. Yep. It's funny because April they're gonna get ready to drop, I believe, the new
uniforms.
So they teased us with a video not too long ago. Hopefully, they do follow what Maggie T is saying and they listen to some of the fans that they've reached out to any of the fans, or if they're just going with their own creative ideas, then Falcons, just give us something that we can work with, because I remember y'all did them gradient jerseys a couple years ago when Julio was getting ready to get up out of here.
Like, who thought this was a great idea?
I don't know who put that out. I don't know who approved that one, but didn't work.
They should get the fans opinion. I mean, I know it's not all about our opinion, but I mean, kind of low key it is, because
it's all about our opinion. We
right?
We should have a Carrie on the panel. It's like, look now, I represent the fans, and this is what we want. That's what
they should really have some fans' opinion. Take that into account.
The Falcons do need, when they be doing these press conferences, they do need to have a moderator in there that observe the chat and actually pull some questions from it and things like that. I feel like that should be something they need to incorporate. You heard it here first.
Right. Or even having a focus group somewhere throughout the season of just speaking with the fans, having Matt Ryan sit down with you have over 1 million fans in the fan base. So I know they do the season ticket holder calls where they, you can ask questions through the season ticket holder or the PSL holder calls that they have sometimes, but just something more in depth. I remember over there at Mercedes-Benz, they used to have focus groups too as well for things that's happening inside the stadium. So I would love for the Falcons to do something like that when it comes to, hey, let's talk to our fans. Let's talk to people that's been around this organization even longer than Greg Beatles. Greg Beatles was there as, he was working, 10, 15, 20 years now. Rich McKay's been there 20 years now. T-Will, how long you been a fan of the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, about 48 years.
They should reach out to a T-Will to find out, what is your thoughts about this? Bring in some of the older generation fans, some of the new gen fans, and see how we can work on just building a whole new, better Atlanta Falcons. So Maggie T, you're definitely onto something right there. You're definitely right about that. Carrie?
Okay. Only 2 more because you've been doing great, and I love all your answers, and it's so great to get to know you a little more. Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston? 2 iconic female artists, in my opinion. I would love.
Well, I'm gonna say Aretha, because you won't have a Whitney Houston without.
Good answer.
That's a good answer. Oh my gosh! I wanted to hear your answer on that because I was leaning originally towards Whitney Houston, but because I a little bit more prefer her. But then I was like, you know what? Same thing. The OG, right? So I'm with you on that.
That's a good one there.
Last question. Last question. Julio Jones or Roddy White?
You had to save that. You had to save that one for the last one, didn't you, Carrie? That's
just who she prefers.
I thought you were gonna break the ice with that one first and then ask the Aretha Whitney question.
You know what? The way Julio Jones is the GOAT. But hey, Roddy White is as well. But I can say, based on character, though, Roddy White.
Okay, I love it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Maggie T, for answering.
And he just, I love him to death. But I'm Roddy White. But because, of course, it wasn't from Roddy White to mentor him and etc. Well, Julio is still gonna be Julio. He got drafted because he who he was, but. Give it up to the Roddy White to kind of come in and kind of,
yes.
This is how we handle things, this is how we do things. And they still got a great relationship even after that. So, Roddy White.
Yeah. Roddy was definitely his Obi-Wan. So, Carrie, that was your last one?
Yes, that was my last one. Thank you
All right.
so much, Maggie T, for doing that on a whim. I appreciate it. That was fun, and it was so great to get to know you a little better.
I'm
I
telling
have
y'all
one.
from the
No,
this
I
or
have
that.
one, Jack.
No,
Jack,
you definitely can go ahead. I just want to say
Okay.
that from the this or that questions that Carrie asked, that's why, you can just hear it from Maggie talking Falcons football to getting away from talking Falcons football to just ask regular, respected questions. So please head over to AFN. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. For everything that Maggie T got going on. I swear y'all will love it. Y'all will love it. Y'all will love it. T will.
All right, Miss Maggie T. I'm not going to overwhelm you, so I'm just going to ask one. I've got a few, but we'll ask them later in the show. All right, so you're stranded on a desert island. You can only take one memory, one DVD of one Falcon memory with you. Okay?
Oh, awesome.
We need to know what it's going to be. Here are your choices. Michael Vick's dramatic run against Minnesota to win the overtime game. That's one. 2, Deion's first return, his first game for the kickoff, runs it back on a punt return. That's 2. 3, Freeman scoring the first touchdown in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Or 4, Morton Anderson kicking that field goal to send the Falcons to the 98.
Man, it was easy until you said that part.
I thought you were going to say at least the Falcons NFC Championship game versus the Packers. That would have been.
That was over. Like
that was a whooping right there.
That was a beatdown, right? So yeah, but these are moments. These are moments.
Can I do 2? I got to do 1.
You're the guest. You can do 2.
Okay, because the 2, like both of them had their own historical moment. Because I just remember the reaction, that kick,
right?
The reaction from all the Jamal and them, and it's just that it was already electrifying because we had the Dirty Bird dance going, and the city was hyped. Yep. So for one thing, they did not expect us to be there.
They did not. I didn't expect us to be there. I didn't expect us to beat Minnesota.
Look at us now, you left on us type of moment. Yeah. So I felt their passion and their celebration in that kick. Yes. So it was like, me and my sister was outside yelling, and we going to them, and then this Dirty Bird, whoop, whoop, so everybody dancing and having a good time. We was even doing the Dirty Bird in the gym.
Yep.
So, but that Michael Vick run though, that was just
man. Oh wow.
It was like that was iconic. So both of them have significant moments and stuff, but if you're gonna go with the top one for me though, it was that kick though. It really was.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, everybody collectively lost their mind, Maggie. In that moment, I'm telling you something. My daughter had to be 4. My oldest had to be 4, and we're watching it, and I'm like, oh my God, he's about to make the kick. I got tears in my eyes. I never thought I'd see this day. He makes that kick, and I scared my wife because I ran outside, and I had a waist back then, but I ripped off my shirt soccer style, and I was like, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Oh my God, and my wife.
You had a 6-pack.
Oh, I did back in the day.
Why you had to do him like that, Maggie T?
I can see my shoes. Right. But back in the day, oh yeah. But let me tell you something. Because I didn't expect to win. Because understand, the Minnesota Vikings were 15-1 that year. They were them boys. Okay. No, they were. This is Atlanta. They were them boys. Okay. And to go into Minnesota and beat Randy Moss and the Minnesota Vikings, oh my God. And the way in which it happened, right? Phenomenal. Okay. I remember where I was. I also remember where I was, Maggie, when I saw Michael Vick do that. Because let me tell you something. I sat in front of my TV for about 20 minutes after that game, like, what the hell just happened? Because I have never on a football field seen a guy that's so fast that he makes 2 of the opposing players hit each other. I don't think y'all understand how fast you got to be to do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like they're literally approaching him, runs through them. They hit each other. touchdown. And I went from, oh, he got the first down. Wait a minute. What? Whoa, he's going to, right? And I just, oh, man. So, yeah, great moments. Great moments.
Great moments being here with Maggie T. I can tell you that right now. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are live on all channels too as well. So definitely want to head over and show your support. A lot of content creators are in the chat too as well. A lot of Falcon fans are in the chat. Season ticket holders are in the chat. Fans from Atlanta, fans from outside of Atlanta, West Coast, East Coast, even online Tuna might jump in here in a minute. You know, he's in New Zealand. So big shout out to a lot of you Falcon fans that talk Falcons football with us early in the morning, 10:30. I see a lot more people are now waking up. DSGB Hall, him and Carolyn just woke up. So big shout out to DSGB Hall here in the chat, talking Falcons football with us.
DSGB, what it do, man?
FF Will's in here, Hazley's in here, Tony Hall's in here, El De Niro is in here, King of Atlanta Supporters is in here, Xavier Grady Baby is in here too as well. 82 Monte Carlo's in here. The Dixon Way is in here.
What up, Dixon? What up, Larry?
Bro Talk's in here too. We
got Bro talking. Oh, we got hold on. We got
Uncle Steve.
You got Bro talking. My eyebrow. I gotta get ready. We got Bro talking here. Bro talk is here. Berto is in here.
What up, Uncle Steve?
Uncle Steve is in here. Big shout out to Uncle Steve. He just celebrated his birthday the other day too as well.
Spotlight him, please.
Oh,
I
love Uncle Steve. I would love for you to read.
What up, Uncle Steve? Happy birthday, Uncle Steve.
Good morning, everyone, with a great knowledgeable panel today. Oh, and Jack is there too.
Oh, he's taking
shout out to Uncle Steve.
No, hold on. Hold them shout outs. No, Carrie. Hold up.
Wow.
Shout outs, Carrie.
Oh, wow.
What does that mean, Uncle Steve? What are you talking about, Uncle Steve?
Oh, wow.
No,
happy birthday, Uncle Steve. So, hey, to those of you who don't know, yesterday was Uncle Steve's birthday. Hey, man, happy birthday. Hope it was a great one.
I'm sure he was watching the Hawks like, all I want to do is the Hawks go on a 5-game win streak. Oh, and KD's playing. Oh, damn. What a
beatdown, man.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
sheesh.
Even worse being there. It's like, who's going to guard KD? Damn, nobody can guard this guy.
They need to stop announcing. We're 4 games in. Like, stop it. You know, don't jinx us. Just win and be quiet.
Right.
No, but I just want to say happy birthday to Uncle Steve.
Right.
And, you know, he shares a birthday with Billy Bowman Jr. So shout out to both of them. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Uncle
Steve.
Billy
Bowman Jr.
Right.
And,
big shout out Billy Bowman. Big shout out to the Bowman family.
Please hit me up after the show, Uncle Steve, so I can get you Jack's contact information so he can go ahead and cut your lawn free of charge.
Oh,
hey.
Wow.
Carrie.
Oh, birthday special.
Oh, from way downtown.
Carrie,
from way downtown.
You've been hanging out with Craig. You've been hanging out with this John Brooks guy. It's Carrie, I'm seeing a different side of you at 10:30 in the morning.
I learned from the best. Shout out to Big Low Country.
Jack, I think she deserves a wow for that, sir.
I mean, I'm gonna get to the wow. Does she deserve a wow for that too? Well, she's roasting me.
I know. But I think she deserves a wow. So, I mean, it was from way downtown, Jack.
Hey, man. You know who else is in here too as well? Uncle Lou is in here. Big shout out to Uncle Lou. The
what up, Uncle
family
Lou?
is in here too as well. Big shout out
Bring back Tyler. Bring back Tyler. Bring back. I'm
sure Tyler's awake, Uncle Lou. If you want to get us on the podcast,
I'm the only one that wants Tyler back, Jack. Is that where we are?
Bring him on. I see that cry. You did a beautiful cry. You know, Carrie. You know, just go ahead and sell it. Bring him back, please.
Bring back Tyler.
Yeah, I can add to it as well. You know.
Right. Oh,
we'll
man.
get that. You know, we'll get that Feed the Hungry soundtrack in the background.
With the one tier.
Tyler here, please.
Big shout out to
Falcon fan base. Please come on the one-time.
For just $5 million a year, we can again
come on back.
Cool running back.
Kevin Stefanski, if you're watching this, I don't know what you're doing at 10:30 in the morning. Probably searching YouTube podcasts, but if you do stumble across this one, can you bring back Tyler?
Bring back Tyler. Welcome, Ian. Welcome as your first act as Falcons GM. Bring back Tyler. Thanks.
He was a former offensive lineman too, so you know you gotta get your running backs back there, Ian. So
you gotta have your running back, man.
You got a nice little two-headed monster here. So
with Bill Callahan, I mean, and the coaching staff, you know, Ian Cunningham being former offensive lineman, having Bill in the building now, one of the best, you know, offensive line coaches ever to do it. Like Kevin Stefanski, who loves to run the ball. I just feel like our run game this year is going to be off the chain, and I would love to see Tyler be part of that. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, me
what
too.
happens.
You saw some things that happened in Cleveland that fans can go back and say, well, there was a lot of negatives with Kevin Stefanski. And it's like, well, look at the Browns team, right? I didn't have a Bijan, didn't have a Drake London, didn't have even a Kyle Pitts, didn't have even an AJ Terrell, certain players. Yes, Maggie?
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Like I said, go back and watch the Browns fan. Actually, I might actually have him. Maybe if you guys are interested in having him on, because it was a great conversation, and it really did put a perspective. So if you guys are open, I can send him your way as well. Because he even said it. It was like, of course, they had a carousel of quarterbacks situation, and honestly, like. You got a 5th round draft pick, expecting him to get first team reps and things like that, where he even said it. He was like, people was misinformed about the direction and how he handled that situation. But he was saying, he remember and recall each and every time that man was in the locker room with me, in the office with him. He wanted to develop him and everything else, but he had to earn it and he had to work his way up. But he was like, yes, the situation with the quarterbacks. And then, of course, when with that big contract they had, it left them limited to what they can draft. So they was getting a lot of 3rd, 4th rounders.
Mm-hmm.
So that really affected the quality of what they had out there. So he can only work with what he could work with at the end of the day. And he took them to the playoffs twice off of, a mediocre team. So to me, if you imagine with weapons that he have here, what he can bring, and he's also an accountable type of guy. We don't no longer have that rah-rah. Here's a ball. Here's a ball. Here's a ball.
Right.
No.
Because the camera's looking at me. Right here. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Here's the game ball for you. Where's the camera? Here's the game ball for you. Got to find that camera.
That's why Ray was side-eyeing like.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that picture in the background. He was like, "Man, I don't want no game ball, bro."
Right.
Got me tripping out here, bro. Yeah, man. Big shout out Ray. Zip do it all's in the chat. He said, "Big Carolina Panthers in the little brothers in here. Little brothers in here. Ain't no rivalry between us and y'all. Y'all got one division this year. Y'all got that.
Who are their rivals, though? Truly,
It's technically the Carolina Panthers and the Bucks. I mean, there's
that is a rival.
I would guess so, because the Falcons Saints is the biggest rival in the South. You can't.
Definitely.
We don't. Falcons Saints over here. Bucks Panthers somewhere over here. Then again, the new rival might be Falcons and Bucks because of the Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield, D-led type of thing. Now Maggie's like, no, we ain't doing all that.
They want to be
Right. Social media, they'll start chirping though. You see how it is. I mean, Panthers they were chirping a little bit this year. I mean, I saw.
Hey, you can bring it, pal.
Right.
Come on and bring it.
Right. What Baker Mayfield called D-led pal. Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
Hey, pal. Hey, sport. No, I think rivalries have to be organic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Eagles, Cowboys, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Saints,
Steelers, Ravens.
Steelers, Ravens.
That's a brutal rivalry. Yeah, they get after it, bro. I guess
in Cleveland, Cincinnati would be the rival over there in that area.
I mean, look, NFC North. To your point, and another reason I'm excited about Kevin Stefanski.
Packers, Bears.
NFC North football is tough.
Right.
Like you're gonna be sore. You're gonna be sore Monday. After that Sunday game, you're gonna get right about Wednesday, but you're gonna be sore Monday and Tuesday because you're hitting. It is a rivalry. And I'd love to see him bring that to our Falcons, because not that we're soft. I'm not saying that, but I would like to see us be a hard-nosed, tough running team to, it's 3rd and 3. We're going to run the ball and we're going to get it. And you're not going to stop us. And here we go. You know what I mean? I want us to be able to 3rd and 3. We're going to get 5 yards. You know what I mean? And you're not going to stop us. And you're going to know we're running the ball, and we're going to run it down your throat. And then off that, we're going to I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, teams, hey, we're playing the Falcons this week, man. It's going to hurt. I want to see running backs soar. I want to see receivers, turning their heads a little bit when they run over the middle, because there's an element of fear, right? And that fear only comes with toughness. that fear only comes with, hey man, it's gonna be a hard week, bro. Bring a lunch. You know what I mean? So yeah, super excited about that.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are live. We are live. Breakfast with One Time for the Fan with Maggie T of AFN in here talking Falcons football with us. It's great to have Maggie T here for the time being because we woke her up at 9 something. We're like, hey, look, Maggie, you gonna come on here and talk some breakfast now. Breakfast with One Time. We're glad to have you. So this next question goes straight to Maggie. And of course, fans in the chat, you guys can jump on into as well with this next topic here. Guess your thoughts, Maggie, on Matt Ryan. A lot of people know Matt Ryan as the quarterback, the Falcons legend, but Matt Ryan stepping into his first year as president of football operations. You know, fans were looking to see, oh, he's going to go get Clint Kubiak. He's going to go after Harbaugh. He's going to go, go do X, Y, and Z. But, of course, the Kevin Stefanski move. Now we've hired Ian Cunningham as the GM. And, of course, he's going to get working around that February, March time when it's time to get to this roster. Even hearing Matt talk the other day with Kevin Stefanski, I was just always a big fan of Matt press conferences, like post-game stuff and, of course, even anything during the season. Matt knows how to speak to the media. And, of course, he did say some things the other day that I'm sure fans enjoyed hearing. The welcome to Atlanta where the players play type of thing. Of course, calling out Busy Bees, too, as well for having some good food and some restaurant recommendations for Kevin Stefanski. But otherwise than that, Maggie T, what is your thoughts on Matt Ryan in his first year? First month as the president of football operations. Are you enjoying what you're seeing so far from Matt Ryan?
Well, you know what? Yes, I definitely trust that Matt Ryan is coming in here. He has a purpose because, he was almost there to that Super Bowl. So he knows what it takes to get back. And of course, watching his commentary with CBS, he's very vocal about what needed to happen here in Atlanta. So I felt that not only is somebody that's had recently played with us, I mean, he's really not that much retired out of the Atlanta Falcons organization. So he's still in touch. And at the same time, I even brought it up on the Lady Birds when we went to the training camp, when we got that picture with him. I looked at it and I was like, this man is on the sideline with his, clipboard and, him and his little ice cube. They out there observing. I said, that man is going to put something here sooner or later because he already voiced he didn't want him to be a head coach. Not everybody is cut out to want to coach a team, but it's like, I think it was already evident that he was going to be a part of his team. People were saying, well, he's not qualified and all of this. I say different because being with CBS, of course, he did go to another team. The fact that he has so many connections now with great talent that gives him the respect where he had to watch other games and analyze, championship caliber teams and see what works for them the best. And of course, being a former quarterback that needed to be developed and know what it takes to be developed, I felt that he didn't want another Ritter situation here with Michael Penix. So it's like, what can we do? Because that's our franchise guy. Allow him to get to surgery, recover, develop him correctly. So that's why we got TJ, a lot of people up out of here. It was like the elephant is in the room. It was definitely the coaching staff, that whole thing. So keep what's working, which is defense, but special teams, quarterback coach, and somebody that if we decided to hold on to Kirk Cousins, we'll see. But it's the relationships the buddy situation. I know it's one of those sometimes that don't work so well, but you brought in the offensive lineman that is one of the best in the game.
Right.
And then of course you got Ian, because of course, and I'm gonna say a little point right here. He said basically a lot of people didn't know. Everybody kept saying, well, why didn't Matt Ryan get the GM before the head coach? For one thing, we're the only one looking for a GM. So the market was open for anything. So it's like it's out for the picking anyway. But I think that first interview they had with him, he probably voiced his opinions like, look, in order for me to take this job, you got to show me what your plan is, your vision is, and who's going to be the head coach. So he said that he wanted to create a strong coaching candidate list before presenting it to the GM. So having that second interview is like, okay, what you got for me, Matt Ryan? Okay, you got Stefanski, you got this person, you got that person. Oh, you kept over it. And of course, he also has ties here to Atlanta.
Right.
Look at his dad. Look where he grew up at.
Right.
So if you really sit down and analyze every decision making that he did, he brought back some heavy hitters that used to be here or have some culture influence with this Atlanta Falcons team. It might not make sense now, but if you start doing your research and putting the pieces together, it makes sense. So I'm going to trust the process. Not saying this is a surefire, prove it way. We still have to see it, but it's all started to make a lot of sense because what he said was he wanted to be a run-heavy offense. Hopefully they'll bring in some good draft picks to help that O-line and protect our quarterback and etc. It's a lot more work we got to do with our teammates. But overall, coaching and developing them was the main issue, and he's addressing that now.
Tell y'all, Maggie T knows Falcons football, y'all.
Yes, she does.
I knew where this podcast is going to go, and Maggie T got on there. Maggie, you available Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays too as well? I had to talk to you.
No, seriously. Like if you guys want me to come on every now and then, sometimes he will do it for his for my ATL Sports One. He'll drop the link every now and then. So if I'm available, hey, I will hop on.
Maggie T knows her Falcons football. Miss Carrie, your boy Matt Ryan, I know you're super excited. Now you got Ian Cunningham in the house. You hear what Maggie T said. Does have ties to Atlanta too as well. Former player in the game. And of course, now we have our president of football operations. We have our GM. We have our head coach. We have the coordinators in place. It's about time to get to work. One person I think that fans are also overlooking too, as well as the Bob Quinn hire, the advisor to head coach Kevin Stefanski, came from the Patriots with 4 Super Bowl rings. I know he was with the Lions too as well, but he was Matt Ryan. They're putting together something special in that front office. I know some people might not recognize some of these names, but there's something going on that Matt Ryan's like, look, I was minutes away from winning a Super Bowl. I'm not a player no more, but we're going to get it done with me as an executive in that front office.
I really feel that. I do really feel like that will happen.
Right. Speak on it, Carrie. How your thoughts about Matt Ryan so far?
No, I mean, I'm happy about the Matt Ryan hire. It is like, okay, yeah, you got to prove it to me. But I do feel like there wouldn't be anyone better for the job in regards to the love for the city, the love for the team. And I do believe that he wants, as he said, unfinished business. So I do feel like he cares that much more than somebody you could have just hired from, off the street or, another franchise who, they have the experience, but they don't care as much. They don't want it as bad. So for me, I don't know, we're going to get into Ian Cunningham hire, but I do want to say that I'm really happy with that hire. I know he was the early favorite because of his connection, Ryan Poles and Matt Ryan, but I mean, he has learned under some of the best, like Ozzie Newsome, Howie Roseman.
Yep.
I mean, he's won 2 Super Bowls already, as a executive. So one of those with Joe Flacco, by the way, just so you know, Jack. And I don't know. I really. Why'd
you tag me on that one, Carrie? Why'd you just personally tag me with that?
You don't remember, like, we talk about, it's like so funny. All of a sudden, everybody's coming out here. Shout out to Damsky today. He says, "Oh, I think Joe Flacco would be a good fit. Until Michael Penix is ready." And I'm like, I swear I said this like 2 weeks ago, and then my guy Jack Spade was laughing at me. And
was not laughing. I did say that you can just say, I'm scared Joe Flacco, and he's going down for a sack. I mean, he's at a point in his life, you got to put protection around this guy. But his numbers were similar to Kirk. Get him at a cheaper deal too,
for
as well.
Way cheaper, right?
Way cheaper. The Athletic
$4 million last year.
Right. And the Athletic did report yesterday that it's possible that they would be cutting Kirk Cousins. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not the GM. I'm not the president of football operations. But and I see Maggie T over there. I'm just like,
go ahead and do it. That would make
I do want to say
winner the best winner we ever had.
Right. No, I do want to say that not only does not only does Joe Flacco, he brings like an experience, the locker room presence, on and off the field, but he does want to start again. He cost you, I mean, last year he cost the Bengals $4 million. Yeah, they have arguably the best wide receiver in football, but we have arguably the best running back in football, as well as a much better offensive line. And he gave you similar numbers, to Kirk Cousins at the fraction of the price. So I wouldn't be mad at it. Like
more losses than wins, but yeah, you're right. You're right on
I'm
that.
sorry, my friend. Man, maybe Uncle Steve was right about, a lot of knowledge here, except for Jack. Oh, and Jack Spade is here because since
Carrie,
when
we
did
can go
no,
offline and battle offline if you like.
Since when did wins and losses become a quarterback stat? I'm just wondering.
Oh, we're just
wondering.
We're just moving on.
Just
Carrie.
wondering, huh? No.
We all love Carrie.
Yeah, wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. I'm sorry, but all that to say, he gives you literally the same production you get with Kirk Cousins, but he was only $4 million. And not only that, but he has a connection to Ian Cunningham being the Super Bowl winning quarterback at the helm when Ian Cunningham was in the Ravens.
Sitting back and teaching, and
Right.
he's gonna be that person that's gonna really be in his face and like, okay, he's just here just to get paid, just a couple of dollars. But he's not here to be here long term. He's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not as opposed to it, Carrie. I don't think I'm just in the boat of Carrie. Now we've had our discussions, but I'm not in the let's not go that route. But then again, there are other options that they could explore. I know financially they're, against, not against, they're back against the wall right now. They don't have 100 million like the Titans, but they can get up to around that 45, 50 million, and maybe a little bit more range, some restructures, some cutting of some people.
But we also have a lot of players that we need to re-sign or extend. We have a lot of tough decisions. Ian Cunningham is coming into, as well as Matt Ryan, with key free agents, like a Tyler Algier, a Kyle Pitts,
Caden Ellis.
There's some tough decisions.
Got to pay Drake next year.
You got to pay Drake. You got to pay Bijan. There's a lot of tough decisions to be made. So, I mean, shout out to DSGB Hall. He said, Jack, they need to hire you as the president of the landscape.
Oh my God. DSGB Hall. Hey, I know you're on the way to Macon. Just put some money on her books.
Wow.
He said, cook 'em,
one time for the fan.
No, shout out to FF Will. He said, cook 'em, Carrie. So if that's your point, Jack, Mahomes is ass too. He had a losing record.
Well, Falcon fans, we will see. I'll tell you this. I'm all in favor of whatever Matt Ryan in that front office is doing. You wouldn't see me going against Matty Ice. I, for one, had a beautiful 80 on the run throw, which I don't think Matt Ryan ever saw. But Matt Ryan does a good job of not only leading people on the field when he was a quarterback, but he's also now leading some people off the field as one of the executives. T. Will, thoughts on Matt Ryan? The chat is chiming in too as well. I'm going to read some of the comments as you're talking here. Also, big shout out to everybody in the chat. We said this earlier with Maggie T being on as a special guest and going through the comments. It could take up some time, so we're running through the comments as we're also giving our talking points about the Atlanta Falcons. So big shout out to everybody that's chiming in. But feel free to go ahead and post your comments in the chat about what we're talking about. Right now, we're on the thoughts about Matt Ryan as the first month as the president of football operations. Maggie T hit a home run with what she said earlier. Carrie followed up, and now it's T. Will for my ATO Sports one time for the fan. That wasn't moonshine, was it, T. Will?
No, that was before the show. Don't worry, it'll be okay.
Been hanging with country again.
Have to hit up my guy Low again to re-up. So that's all good. Just kidding, people. Just kidding. No. I'm super excited about Matt Ryan. I mean, look, he brought on Kevin Stefanski, a football guy, right? A football guy. Not I'm in front of the cameras, you know what I mean? I'm fly, you know what I mean? Right. I'm him, right?
No capris whatsoever.
I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, just a football guy who wants to go out here and get it done, man. You know what I mean? I love what he said in the press conference when he's like, look, man, we're just going to put our head down and work, you know? And that's that. Look, the dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. And to all of you who are like, we're this and we're that, we don't know what we are because we haven't gotten started yet. We do have some talent, but talent alone doesn't get you there. You need discipline. You need focus. You need to be connected as a team on the field. And you need to be united. And I think that, I think this team under Stefanski will get 10 wins. Doesn't matter who you put in front of us. I think this team is talented enough to get 10 wins. But doesn't matter what I think. At the end of the day, it's what they do. But super excited about the hire. Super excited about Ian Cunningham. I mean, this guy was under Ozzie Newsome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who is a Hall of Fame GM. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like Ozzie Newsome. And he was under dude from Philadelphia who Howie
Roseman.
Yeah, under. I mean, those are two tremendous GMs, right? That's like learning under Obi-Wan Kenobi and Captain America. You know what I mean? Tough. You can't pick two
the best of both worlds.
Better teachers. Yeah. So and he was in Chicago and doing his thing there. And Ryan Poles isn't a bad GM either. So I'm excited for all of that brain power, all of that knowledge to merge together and crank out some excellence. So definitely excited about that. And then shout out to Matt Ryan for not capitulating to the will of the people. Oh, we need somebody that represents Atlanta. We need somebody that represents the culture, because that worked for us with Raheem, right? That worked so well.
Didn't say outrun the South either. Never said outrun the South.
That worked so well. No, look, hey.
Timo wants all that smoke this morning.
Hey, look, I love Raheem Morris, but
you still love Raheem Morris.
I still love Raheem Morris. He's not a head coach. He's not a head coach. But he is a great hype guy.
Even a coordinator. He's a good coordinator at best.
He's a good coordinator. You know what I mean? But
just delivered my smoothie this morning.
That's tough, Carrie. Now you're Carrie.
Unnecessary Carrie. 15-yard penalty.
Jack, do you have the penalty ready?
The whistle, Jack?
I'm kidding, but he is on
the whistle. 15-yard penalty.
I'm kidding.
The next time you buy a smoothie, it's going to be an extra 10 cents.
Right. And the next time you buy a smoothie,
make sure it's smoke this morning.
Right.
No.
Ritter delivers smoothies. Not right.
I love Desmond Ritter. In my Uncle Steve voice. No, but in all seriousness, look, these guys are about. Shout out to Matt Ryan for not capitulating to the will of the people and getting somebody in here that they like. Somebody in here that because sometimes you gotta say to people, I don't give a damn what you want. I'm gonna give you what you need, baby. I'm gonna give you what you need. And what you need right now, you need a football guy. You need a guy that's tough. You need a guy that's fair, but you need a guy that when it is called for, is gonna put belt to ass.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I've been. My mama was a Baptist preacher. I know you can't tell by my foul tongue, but I was in church all my life, and the best pastors that I've seen, and I've seen a bunch of them, are guys that can deliver discipline and love together. Because discipline without love is abuse. And love without discipline is abuse. You need the two, right? And I think we got that in this guy. Because I think Kevin cares about his subordinates. He cares about his team. But he's also going to hold you accountable. So, hey, man, I'm excited about Matt. I think he got the formula right. I think he took his time. I think he went about it the right way. And I'm super excited. But I'm still at a 6.
I mean, I have to ask you, T. Will, are you drinking Mountain Dew this morning? Because to DSGB Hall's question, his point, the hell did y'all put in T. Will's coffee this morning? I swear he's on that Mountain Dew. DSGB.
Oh, man.
Actually, he's on that
it ain't diet. It ain't the diet Mountain Dew today. You mentioned that
Crystals.
before, but
That's what it was.
he's drinking that. I told you you're hanging out with Country that moonshine. I don't know what kind of flavor that is, but
Hey, look, I'm passionate about my Falcons. I gotta let y'all get it out first.
well, T-Will, you know what's funny? You said something that's real there. You've been a fan for over 40 plus years of
Yep.
these Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
You've seen
A lot
it
of
all.
heartbreak.
You've seen it all. You've heard these GMs and these coaches and these people come in and say they're going to do this, that, the third, and what they can do to change the culture and win this game, and win this season. There goes the Diet Mountain Dew. You want to bring it back up on the screen again?
It's not diet. It's not diet. It's Mountain Dew.
When he told us he was drinking Diet Mountain Dew, you remember?
I don't like, but that is, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. It's not.
Oh, you really are on that Mountain Dew this morning.
I really am on that Mountain Dew.
That explains it.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. What was that? That was what's that movie with Will Ferrell? What was that?
Hey,
Talladega Nights.
Do me a hey.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
These are my kids walk through Texas Ranger. Daddy, dinners for winners. Daddy, dinners for winners. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
I love Will Ferrell, man.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Spotlight Dennis Ayer, which is actually a good friend of mine. Went to school with me. Close down many bars with this dude, man. But I'm just gonna go ahead and address it. No, Harold, I don't think he's a racist. Okay,
come on, Dennis.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not condescending,
right?
But since you asked, Harold, I love you. I'm gonna go there. Number one, because you hold someone accountable does not make you racist. Because you don't necessarily vibe with the person, as the young folks say, it does not make you racist. Okay, the definition of racism, and I'm going to say it because a lot of us don't know. A lot of us think that, and not you, Harold. I know you my age. I know you know my struggle. I know you know what racism is. But this for the crowd. A lot of us think racism is just, he just wasn't nice to me. That's not it. Okay, so racism for the cheap seats is an oppression.
Say for the cheap seats.
I did for everybody in the back.
Everybody in the back. Okay, go ahead.
Racism is a bias, and it is discrimination based on race, but it is by an oppressor. So if I own a business, okay, and I am in the majority in a particular reason, and I don't hire you, that would make me a racist. Okay, now I can be biased. I can be prejudiced, but I can't be racist. That understand, in order to be a racist, you got to be an oppressor. That's one. Number two, Kevin Stefanski has worked with at least 12 black quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's Electric Company for those of y'all who don't know.
I remember that.
12. He's worked with 12 black quarterbacks. Not one of them has said anything to this point. This guy's been in the league for 20 years. 20. 2 times 10. 20. Okay? So when y'all folks with the culture come in here with that mess, you need to sit down. There are other things to talk about and be mad about instead of this foolishness. A fool hates correction. Okay? Right. And I love you. Not you, Harold. I love you. I'm not correcting you. I know you know. But to those of you out there who really feel like, Stefanski is racist without even knowing the guy, okay? Because Stefanski has gone to demonstrations with African Americans in Minnesota when people have been killed. He's taken his kids there. So you need to know what you're talking about when you put that out there. You need to know what you're talking about. And Harold,
Dennis said it's just the chat. Dennis said we're just chatting.
Dennis, please excuse your friend. He will.
Yeah, he's like, hold on, T-Will. Hold on. Unless you want to meet up at the gym later on and throw down,
we can. Let me tell you something.
We can do that now. This place.
Harold and I close down many bars. Okay,
right.
Harold's my guy. Harold's my guy.
He knows it's not directed at him.
He knows I'm not.
Right. He knows you just have love for Mountain Dew.
I'm not.
Right. Dennis asked the chat.
Can I add to it, T. Will?
Yeah, go ahead, Megan.
Yes, please.
I feel like I said, reference that Browns fan again. It said, like you just said, he was like, of course, this has only had been mentioned only when he joined the team?
Mhm.
Or was it truly he was just treating him like his skill set? It's just it. Like he's the fifth.
But people don't want to hear that,
If
Maggie
the
T.
owner truly wanted him, he would have drafted him earlier.
Right.
Let me tell you the way I look at it. Number one, what's her name? I can't think of her name, and I'm not even going to butcher it. But he had specific days set up for all of his quarterbacks if they needed it. Okay. But to your point, Maggie, he is a 5th round draft pick. Okay. So I'm sorry, people. 5th round draft picks are not going to get the same allotment of time as a 1st rounder, as a starter. They're just not. Okay.
He's not going to be getting first round reps. He's not going to get first team reps. I'm sorry.
My point is when you put the title of racist on someone who is Caucasian, that's a stain that's hard to wash off. That is a stain that. So if you're gonna fire that, then you better have some evidence. Don't come up in here with rumor, innuendo, and how you feel. I don't give a damn about how you feel. I don't. I really don't. You come up here with facts. Oh, okay. Well, Kevin didn't play him because he's black. Okay. Hang on, Jack. Hang on, Jack.
He was cooking.
Kevin didn't play him because he's
cook.
black. Kevin didn't like him because he's black. Kevin didn't want him on the bus around the other quarterbacks because he's black. That's racist. Now, again, look, where I am now, I like all of my coworkers, but that wasn't always the case. I've worked with some folks I just didn't like. Black, white, indifferent, whatever. I've worked with some folks I just did not rock with. All of us have. That ain't got nothing to do with racism. Okay? And my point is, you guys will miss a very important coach on that sucker shit.
What?
You will miss somebody. You will miss out on something that's not even about you. Okay? Let's give
it's cooking.
Hey,
let him cook. We're still let him cook soundboard.
I need to update this damn thing. God, where's the let him cook? Hold on, let me find
Shout out
something.
to Larry from the Dixon way. He has let him cook.
Let's give Kevin Stefanski a chance. That is all I'm saying. Are there racist people out here? There certainly are. I am not saying that we don't live. We know there are, but you can't say just because, he didn't like Shador, he's racist. That is bullshit.
Right.
That is low hanging fruit. That is basis. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna prejudice a certain amount of the fans who are gonna miss out on what could
that's
be
low hanging fruit. If y'all don't know about that, boy,
I'm just
cooking.
I'm gonna add this, T. Will. He wouldn't come to a predominantly black city,
right?
Thank you.
And coach for them.
Thank you.
He was indeed racist.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Right. All I'm saying is look past the tweets. Right. And again, to all of you superstars and celebrities out there getting your 15 minutes, shut up.
It didn't work either.
Half of y'all don't even watch the Falcons. Half of y'all don't even know who the players are, but you see an opportunity, right? Because let's be real. If you hop in on this, that's 1,000. That's shit. That's 5 million views.
Even for the Shador Sanders thing.
No. I what I don't like is crowd manipulation.
Right.
For the sake of crowd manipulation. This is not an issue. If you want to get upset about Don Lemon getting arrested, get upset about that. You want to get upset about those people in Minnesota getting killed, get upset about that. But this ain't even an issue. Okay? Support your Falcons or don't. Either way, miss me with that racist jazz. It's no story here.
Right.
Okay? That's it.
And even going for the Shador Sanderism, for those that are big stands of Shador, like how many teams passed on Shador before the Browns even stepped up to say we're going to draft this kid? And then you heard from the reporter who covered the Browns that he did have a game plan and he was speaking to Shador quite often. Of course, he was doing the best he could to help Shador in different situations of where the Browns were heading.
He was always meeting with him as well, like almost daily.
She did.
Right.
Yes.
She did.
Just want to make sure I heard that right.
So
the fans that's calling that out.
Shout out to J Kid CEO. He said, "Rise up." What did I just walk into?
Oh,
He walked into the thing sermon.
Oh boy.
hey, preacher T Will's going in. Pastor T Will. I need to start updating whenever T Will gets on those type of
plate right now, people. Please put some super chats in the chat. Just pass the collection plate.
We're talking some Falcons football here. A fan asked a question in the chat about Kevin Stefanski. Do we think Kevin Stefanski's racist? Because, of course, you know, celebrities or certain people have said what they had to say about, you know, the hiring of Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. But overall, man, I think Kevin Stefanski is a solid head coach who's going to come in here and, you know, shift the direction of where we've been in the past to where we're going now in the future. And of course, you see what's going on in the front office when you got people like Matt Ryan and Bob Quinn, and of course Arthur Blank's still there, and you know Greg Beatles and these people that's still in there. You know, we're doing a great job. I think, you know, trying to get over this hump. So shout out to the Dixon Way too as well. It said T Will's cooking this morning. I like my eggs scrambled with cheese. T Will, sheesh.
I love it.
Big shout out to the Dixon Way, man. Look, we got some questions from the chat. If anybody wants to jump in.
Jack, look at FF Will. Show it to him too. He said, I gotta try that Mountain Dew in the morning.
Right. He said FF Will said he got that Baja Blast. That's what he's drinking on this morning. Drinking that Baja
coffee.
Blast.
Coffee's apparently for the birds. I've been doing it wrong.
Right. John was in the chat, said good rule of thumb. Never
Hey,
listen
shout out to Harold. Hey, Harold. Hey, man, that wasn't. I love you, Harold, and you know that wasn't directed at you. I know you were just asking the question. Harold, that was not directed at you. That venom came from last week, and all of the stuff that I've been taking in on Twitter and all that from the. So Harold, I promise you, I love you, dog. That was not directed at you. It's not directed at you.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, though. Questions from the chat. We're gonna get ready to start wrapping this up here in just a moment. So if anybody has any questions about, you know, Kevin Stefanski or the offense or Tommy Reeves, Matt Ryan, Arthur Blank, even Freddie the Falcon, we'll be glad to answer it here on One Time for the Fan. Maggie T, until we get some questions here in the chat, how's everything going this morning here being on the podcast? I mean, this is great to have you on the first time, but you know, you talk Falcons in such a positive way. You know what you're speaking about when it comes to these dirty birds. Like we're glad to have you. But how's everything going so far this morning with the whole podcast and everything for you right now?
Oh, you know, it feels like home. I kind of knew. I mean, just from watching from the chat and of course being introduced to T Will and, you know, Miss Carey come join our show and being a perfect fit as well. I already knew it was just going to be a fun, because you guys have fun over here. I can say that. It's great to watch you guys in the morning. So it's like I'm tuning in, getting ready for work, what have you. So for you to have the dedication to get up that early and have your Mountain Dew and Crystal's Burgers, you know, that's you guys are amazing people, especially, you know, you just with the One Time for the Fan. Just bringing so many people, content creators together and showing them all kinds of love. So it's like, you know, I've been wanting to get on and hop on and chat with you guys. So I knew it was going to be a great time. So I'm having fun. And even the questions, that's why I was like, before I came on, I said, I already know they're going to have a series of questions. So let me prepare myself for it. Y'all didn't do me too bad. So I was, you know, I think I handled it pretty well. You know,
well, you're a podcaster. You know if you can take this, Maggie. You're super cool when it comes to talking Falcons, and you know, I've listened to the channel too as well over there. And like I said, you guys include everybody. Right. I do apologize.
She's got another show, Jack. On the couch, or what is that?
It's Candid Room with the kids. Oh, you're talking about, or if you're talking about my vent show for Falcons, I got that. But if you're talking about my mental health show, I do have Candid Room, which is outside of football talk, where, you know, it's just everyday topics, everyday life. I am a certified, if people didn't know, I am a certified mental health coach. So I incorporate my skill set into my shows as well. And basically what it does is not only we're talking, you know, round table discussion, but I give some tips and tools to kind of get you to have a better life. So improving everybody's day to day from one step. Now I've been on a hiatus. I'm coming back in February. I had to take a little break because I had some family life to kind of deal with. You know, December just hit me with the, where did this come from? So we're still working on some family stuff in the background. But I was like, I got to get my show back started. So that will be coming back up. But it's Candid Room with the K. You can find that on YouTube. Go watch some previous episodes. You might enjoy it. Thank you.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Questions from the chat. We're going to go ahead and get some hot takes real quick from Miss Carrie, T. Will, Maggie T, myself. Big shout out to the home team with Blackberry in here. He says, now that we have a full staff, what do you all think is first priority for Ian and Kevin? Who would like to go first? Maggie T, T. Will, Carrie.
I can start off.
Maggie T.
First priority is because, like Kevin said, he said he's not going to address the quarterback situation until the GM is in here. Now that he's in here and they out there at the Senior Bowl and etc., the question is, what are we doing with Kirk Cousins? That's first and foremost, because we have to worry about this cap space. So we can sign some players and hold on to people, get ready for this draft and everything. And then, of course, I feel that we're probably going to go maybe wide receiver, first pick. That's kind of where I'm thinking they're headed. But, of course, I'm not the GM. I'm not the coach. But I know they're going to think of what's best for business and what we need. We need another receiver out there, of course. But we need some corners, too. We need a lot of things. But we can only move how we move depending on what they do with the talent they're going to hold on to and what money we're going to have to be able to make some moves. So that's most important. Seeing what's on the staff, who's being productive, and who goes.
Right. Got to build a successful team here, of course, with Ian and Kevin and this full staff that we have in the building. You know, there's some people behind the scenes too as well that Matt Ryan, would definitely be chatting with. I'm sure that Bob Quinn guy is somebody who I'm sure they'll be talking to as well, because he's done a lot of good things with the Patriots in the years prior to coming to Atlanta. And of course, he did work with Matthew Stafford too as well in Detroit. So there's some people that's going to be sitting at the table to help build up this this new Falcons regime. But like Maggie said, roster building, salary cap. We got to work on some things to find out how we can get some extra bread out here, signing some free agents that's going to open in about, less than 2 months. It's time to get ready to get some free agents in here. Re-signs too as well, contract negotiations, restructures. It's time to start building the roster. I think Carl Dukes, big shout out to Carl Dukes, he tweeted it this morning. It's time to get to work. I mean, everybody's in the building they should need. The quarterbacks coach, I think, is probably next, unless Robert Quinn, the wide receivers coach, who has some time doing that too as well, will be working in that area. But don't want to put too much pressure on having two different roles. I think we saw what happened with TJ Yates when he was trying to do something.
Saw how that went.
Didn't work out. I think he followed Zach Robinson down to Tampa too as well. So Tampa's trying to get the inside edge on us by bringing in some people that we've previously had here, but it's a totally different Falcons team. So if Zach Robinson's thinking, oh yeah, they're going to do this, that, and the third with this concept,
but Jack, I cannot wait. It's going to be absolute cinema. And I can't wait to see it right there in the stands rooting for our Falcons. It's going to be Jeff Ulbrich, who he's going to be having to go against now. Okay, Jeff Ulbrich defense with Nate Ali as the defensive line coach year 2. We finally got a defensive coordinator,
right?
More than one season in a row for the first time since Dean Pease in 2020, 2021. So I'm looking forward to the growth under this young defense from year 1 to year 2. And yeah, I can't wait to for Zach Robinson and Baker Mayfield to face our defense. It's going to be great.
Nate Ali's still in the building too as well, Carrie. Jerry Gray is somebody we need to check up on. Haven't heard much about if Jerry Gray is still staying here. I think Mike Ruttenberg, the linebackers coach, he's getting some attention from the Titans, I believe. Robert Saleh's trying to bring back some of his guys from the Jets, and Mike was one of those guys.
Yesterday, the update was that the interview went well, and he's like one of the potential favorites for that position. So that's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, Robert Saleh is quietly building a really good coaching staff over there.
Right. New special teams coordinator we have here in Atlanta. Of course, we got some people in the building that's around Jeff Ulbrich that he definitely knows. People here that knows Kevin Stefanski. So Ian and Kevin, roster building, salary cap, get this roster together. Like I said, less than 2 months before we got to get some people in the building or get some people out the building. Would love to have D. Alford back in here too as well. So big shout out to
D. for Alford, your boy. Yes, definitely. I would love to have him back.
Yeah, big shout out
To
to D
answer
Alford.
his question, Jack, I agree with Maggie T. The quarterback is definitely going to be a priority. I
Right.
would also like to add the trenches
Mm-hmm.
because Kevin Stefanski is known for addressing the trenches in the draft, and Ian Cunningham being a former offensive lineman. I definitely think the trenches will be a priority as well, and I think I won't be surprised now. I thought for sure maybe receiver with that second round pick, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We could even go defensive tackle. We all know we
There's some
desperately need a
studs
big.
right now in the draft too
Yes.
as well.
Yes, so I'm really looking forward to the draft, even though we don't have a first round pick because we got him early. Shout out to JPJ, but I'm really looking forward to the draft because we still could get some really good impact players. And I do think we will trade down personally because, Ian Cunningham coming from Ryan Poles, Howie Roseman, they're known for trading back versus
Mm-hmm.
trading up like Terry Fontenot. So I think it's definitely a strong possibility we trade back to acquire more picks because we
Right.
do believe only have, what, 5 picks.
Right. Questions from the chat is live and lit. Shout out to 82 Money Carlo T. Well, this one can go to you. You can start this one off. Hearing what Kerry said with Ian being in the building. I've mentioned it before too as well. I believe in the chat when we're talking offline. Trading back would be a good thing because you can collect some more picks. You can collect some more value. Maybe not trading back your second round and leaving the second round. No, trading that second round a little bit down, maybe like 5 or 6 picks. From I think where they're at right now, 48 or something. You can go from 48 to 54, collect another second round, collect another third round. A lot of teams like to bargain and do that type of thing when it comes to draft day, days before the draft too as well. Day 2, day 3, trade your 4th rounder back, maybe collect an extra 5th, maybe collect an extra second round for next year. You have new GM in the building, a new head coach in the building. You've seen the draft class in prior years with Terry. You can get some stars. You can get some studs. You can get a Billy Bowman. You can get Xavier Watts. You can get a Tyler Algier was a what? Was a 4th, 5th round pick from what we had?
He was drafted in the 5th round.
He's
5th
drafted.
round, and now we're over here. We want the Falcons to bring back Tyler Algier. Like you can get the right person if you do your scouting well. So, T. Will, 82 Money Carlo, man, who are we getting in free agency versus the draft position wise? Of course, cornerback 2 is probably something to look at. Another linebacker is probably something to look at. You probably went through the spot track and just checked some of the free agents that could be available this year. I mean, we went over the wide receivers the other day on the phone call, and that's why me and Country's yelling George Pickens because the list ain't that deep of wide receivers to go after. Same for quarterbacks too as well. I mean, it's kind of shaky right now. But T. Will, just thoughts on what 82 Money Carlos asking about free agency versus the draft position wise.
Can I address the first question you asked in regards
Go right ahead.
All right. So in regards to the moves that or the first thing that our GM needs to do, and I'm in line step with Maggie and Carrie. You gotta know what your resources are. So I fully expect them to cut Kirk March 13th, right whenever that deadline is, to where it's after the fiscal NFL year, so you can cut them and it count towards next year, and then either re-sign somebody or bring somebody in here. But what I really want to talk about is, what is your floor for your organization, right? Because that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, but it really determines success or failure.
Right.
The worst guy on your team, what can he do? What is your floor? What's your action plan for him? Right? We've heard Kevin Stefanski talk about, when you talk about growth and development, you talk about action plans. So the reason you have to address the Kirk situation is you need to know the exact number that you have. And that way, that'll tell you who you can keep and who you got to let go. And if you got to let go of folks, what's the floor? Because if the floor is, this guy can play man coverage and this and this cover 2, whatever, this guy can rush and this thing, and this is what we need to develop. This is what we need to develop him to do that, because if this guy and this guy and this guy go down, this is what we need. That's what you got to establish now. That is what you have to establish now. You have to establish your get well plans. right? I was a manager for many years in the corporate world. And one thing that me and my boss talked about was, what's your get well plan for your bottom guys? Because
Right.
everybody's got to be able to do basic blocking and tackling, right? Organizations go wrong. Look, everybody needs a superstar, okay? But what can the worst guy on your team do? And if he can do the basics, right, and function, then you can have a great team, right? In order to be a great team, your good guys got to be great, your average guys got to be good, your bad guys got to be average. But the only way you're going to do that is in the off season. You need to be working on your get well plans now. So for me, that's the thing. Yes, you got to cut Kirk. We can all agree on that. But whoever we bring in here, we need to establish whatever that is and coach up those who are here, right? So I'm not going to use a name. We all know the name. There was a guy last year that we criticized a lot. But let's say the floor is him. Okay, where can we not have this guy play? Where can he play? If it's only special teams, then we need to build him up so he's the best special team player that he can be. But that, for me, that's what's important, are the get well plans. This guy did this great. He was great in pass blocking. He needs to run block better. We got Bill Callahan in here. Let's get him on an action plan so he can at least do the basics. So that 2 to 3 yard run that Bijan normally gets on first down, how can we turn that into 4, 5, and 6? That's what it is for me.
Questions from the chat is live and lit. Man, look at all these questions rolling in. There's a lot. I see some people are asking some questions that other fans are asking, so we will definitely try to just run over those quickly here. Tony Hall, do you think Ian would be willing to trade back to get more pick selections? I believe Kerry just mentioned that too as well. I do believe he would be willing to do that. Terry Fontenot has been one to move up to get a guy that he wants, but I think Ian Cunningham, seeing what we are facing this year, he'll be excited to probably move back.
Get some good receiver deep this year, so we can still get some good draft picks.
Yes.
And T. Will, what he was saying about just our talent that we already have. It's kind of like when you come in, you're the manager over a team, and you got to look at the production and everything else and everybody's performance and make a decision on who stays or goes. Definitely got to analyze who we have now. Even some of those practice squad people that just didn't quite make it to the roster, because it's like, I'm being stubborn right now. I don't want to use them, but they're just sitting here. But I felt like we had some hidden talent in there that could have stepped in.
Chris Blair. Yep.
They brought back two of them, Carlos Washington and Chris Blair.
We got to build our trenches. We got to build our, depth and everything. So it's like, let's see what we got first.
Yep.
Yeah. Something to look at. Practice squad mentioning, even an hour and some change into the show, mentioning practice squad players. Like I tell y'all, Maggie T knows her stuff, because, a guy like Chris Blair, when you were down receivers last year, who put on a show during preseason. I don't know what happened with Yates and Raheem and the crew back there, but they just decided not to use Chris Blair. They dressed him out for 2 games, but he was just a decoy on one play. The other play, he was just out there. And it's like, Nick Nash was a guy that fans were excited to see. You saw what he did in college. The Commanders just picked him up too as well. So hopefully the Falcons, get that part right. But they did bring back on their roster extension hires or whatever they do. Chris Blair is back in the building. Carlos Washington is a guy who's been on the practice squad for so long. He's back in the building. So that could be something to watch for too as well. April Thomas in the chat, do Atlanta Falcons get draft picks for the hire of the new GM? We don't get any draft picks.
No. Wow, man. I went through this conversation last night, but to make it short, essentially how it works is normally the Bears would actually be the ones, the team that
to receive the picks, right?
Yes, would be the one who get 2 comp picks. So they get a comp pick this upcoming draft in the 3rd round, and then 2027 they get a 3rd round pick. I think the rules are going to change, because it's almost like a little loophole almost, because normally they would have gotten the picks because technically Ian Cunningham was an assistant GM and now he's, basically been promoted to a GM role with the Falcons. The loophole is because he's reporting to Matt Ryan, the president of football operations, they're calling it a lateral move.
Right.
Which I find, like, I would probably be mad. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Bears fan, I'd be mad. Like, give me
Matt
my
Ryan
comp
finessed the Bears
pick.
some way, somehow, huh?
Yes, because I mean, normally if the Matt Ryan position wasn't there, absolutely they would have got their 2 comp picks. So that sucks for them. But hey, we got our guy, so it's all
Matt
good.
Ryan said, "Can I get a receipt for that groceries right there? I got to write this off at the end of the
Yeah,
year."
I know. Bears fans are very mad on Twitter, like with the
Right.
loophole. They're like, and I think they'll change that rule because that's kind of crazy. He's still technically getting a promotion.
T. Will, loopholes in the stock market, but loopholes in the NFL with the executives too as well. I mean, Matt Ryan, first month as the president of football operations. That's probably an Arthur Blank move. Matter of fact, that sounds like hey, let me call Rich McKay. McKay Rich. Let me ask you a question here. You're with the NFL committee. No, I'm just not going to put that out there. Nerd King, what about the QB coach? I see Auntie Pam mentioned that yesterday on the season ticket holder call. They did say that they're getting ready to start doing their QB coach looks right now. So I remember I didn't get a chance to catch all of the calls. I was at the Hawks game, but yeah, they had a season ticket holder call last night with Kevin Stefanski, and they did mention the QB coach. And I see Auntie Pam was plugged in.
Shout out to Auntie Pam. I got the opportunity, thankfully, to listen to that call. And what I loved about that call, something that stuck out to me that Kevin Stefanski said is that he said 17 game season is not a marathon, which I feel like most people would, consider it like a marathon, right? But he said, no, it's 17 sprints. You got to give your all into that one bucket for that sprint. You're not, yes, it's a journey, but really they're their own games. Yes, you sit there and after the game, you learn from your mistakes and you look at what worked well and carry that over to the next sprint. But you have to just basically quickly forget about that sprint, whether it be a good win or a bad loss. Regardless, you don't carry that on. And I actually was like, that's a cool way to think about it and look at it from his perspective, because I feel like last season our team truly struggled with that because we got a big win on the road prime time against the Minnesota Vikings. And then I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, the following game was the 30-0.
Right.
And Bijan said, oh, we overlooked the opponent. So I do appreciate that because I feel like last season we really struggled with being ready on a week-to-week basis. And I feel like our head coach didn't have our team ready no matter who the opponent was. It's like we played very well against good teams and we played down to our opponent if they were a bad team, like Dolphins, Jets, and arguably the Panthers. So, yeah, I really like that. That stuck out to me on that call.
You got the Panthers fan in here like, bad team. We won the division. No, I'm just playing. Big shout out to everybody.
Record.
21 carries on point today. Steen the B, Maggie T, I'm sure you want to start this one off. How do you feel about Callahan? Lady Bears, AFNs?
I mean, I was giving his praises when we first came up in here, like proven winner. Something's the best that we can actually possibly have at that. So I'm all for it. There's nothing else to say. Go back and look at his history and everything else, who he's had on his team and worked with throughout the years. Been here for quite some time, and I feel like, yeah, we got the best in the business here in Atlanta. So Matt Ryan, shout out to you for that.
Right. Yeah. Matt Ryan, first month as president of football operations, bringing in the people that we need to get this train rolling. T. Will, quick hot take. You feel good about Callahan?
Feel great about Callahan. I mean, he's got what, 4 Hall of Famers that he's coached personally. So I mean, hey, my dad said, whatever you do, son, shout out to you, Dad, wherever you are. Be the best at it. If you're gonna dig ditches, be the best at it. Whatever your occupation is, son, be the best at it. And I think Bill Callahan is truly the best. And speaking of the best, Jack, I gotta drop this. What do you guys think about Bill Belichick not being voted into the Hall of Fame first round? Start with you, Maggie T. Give me your thoughts on it.
It was a huge surprise.
Okay.
That was like, whoa. I wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it's like, I mean, I might not like the guy because, of
Right.
course, but it's like,
Right.
well, I mean, of course, it might be some question marks and asterisks around some of those Super Bowl wins. Yes, but overall, he still created a team that were competitive contenders, and they went to the Super Bowl and won it. So, he went from actually Cleveland Browns of all places, Then he went where he went to the Patriots, and he's well deserving of it. And I think there's some controversy about who's making the votes or something. I didn't really get too deep into it, but it's a lot of backstage politics going on right now that I just don't agree with. Now, I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm a little naive to it. I need to research it a little bit more, but get the man in there. He deserves it.
Right. I mean, the awards and the accolades show it. I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes. Somebody, I think Ryan Leaf said something about why he didn't vote for him. I think Ryan Leaf's on that committee, but I'm just kind of confused. I mean, I figure with his type of record, Bill Belichick would be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't make those votes. I'm not a part of that committee, but sure enough, somebody had something out for Bill Belichick to where they sat around that table and said, nope, not Bill, which is kind of weird because I've seen other people get in that don't have the record that Bill has.
Right. So. It is weird because if Bill doesn't get in, then when Tom, who is coming up in a couple of years,
right,
I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? So my thing is this: you play to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, God bless her soul. I love my mama. But if she sat down against me on the space table, I'm gonna bust her head to the white. You play to win. You play to win. Okay. And Bill Belichick is winning. Look, I'm not saying that I don't like the guy personally, but 8 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
He won 2 as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. Parcells did not win a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. To tell you how good Belichick was, Parcells begged him to stay. Okay? Didn't win a Super Bowl without him. Bill goes on to the Patriots, wins 6. You can argue. Hey, look, there were definitely conspiracies, but you cannot take away from the man's greatness.
Right.
You cannot. You can't take away from that. So, for me, it was a little weird, right? I mean, again, you don't have to like the guy. No, he's not warm and cuddly. Hell no. But results are results, man. At the end of the day, you go out to win. We don't play this game because we want to be nice. We play this game to win. You know what I mean? My daddy told me from day one, okay, when we would go outside and play football and he would knock the crap out of me and say, son, I'm going to hit you hard, but when your friends hit you, it won't hurt. But he would say, a fight is like a piece of meat. You don't win, you don't eat. It's basic. That's football, okay? And at the end of the day, Bill Belichick's done it best. So I don't understand. I don't understand that. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Tom Brady. Because if they do, Tom Brady, who's a media darling, who America loves, right? If you let him in, but you don't let Belichick in, you know what I'm saying? Just my thoughts.
Carrie, any thoughts on Bill Belichick?
I mean, I think it was definitely a snub. I know they said it had to do with Deflategate and Deflategate, Spygate, all the gates, but I still
Bill
think
Gates
it's a
too?
snub. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it definitely still was a snub. And I think I read something about they're making changes to the committee or something along those lines now. So, and I definitely don't think Tom Brady's going to get snubbed. I don't think he would have, and I don't think he will after this drama. Definitely not after all the outcry we've seen. And then, so that's how I feel about that, really. But in regards to Bill Callahan, like, I'm really excited about the hire. And, if we're going to move on from Dwayne Ledford, who I think was a really good offensive line coach, I think he's the guy you replace him with. Like Maggie T said, his resume speaks for itself. And for me, Dwayne Ledford, I really liked him as an offensive line coach, but as a run game coordinator, I was hoping if we kept him this season, we were going to at least change the run game coordinator because I feel like way too much outside zone So now that we have Bill Callahan, I do expect that to change. I do expect us to not be so predictable with the run game. And I also expect us to get bigger up front on the offensive line, whether and that could be starting with the center with Newsflash. I'm not
Right.
sure, but that's just my thoughts. I do think, they're going to make a priority to the trenches, like I mentioned earlier in the show, because our offensive line is a little bit undersized. So I do think that will be like a priority. And I do think our run game, maybe this does sound like crazy talk that I'm saying, but our run game was very predictable, and I think a lot of that was hidden because of how special Bijan Robinson is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure led the league in missed tackles this past season, and he can turn a gain of 0 for most running backs to like end up being a first down. So he's just that special. So I'm really looking forward to the hire for sure.
Going down in a major way. Got a couple more questions here from the chat because the chat is live. The chat is definitely lit. Dennis is in the chat. Do we think we get some good defensive peeps from Houston? D'Amico Ryans has some solid defensive players out there. Even looking at the free agency list for the Texans right now, possibly could look into Sheldon Rankins if you want a big stud in the middle. Sheldon Rankins, even for his age, rounding 32 this year. I mean, he was a big presence on that Houston front line. Derek Barnett, he's been in the league for a while too, but these are not expensive players that you can go after if the Falcons choose to make that role. EJ Speed is another guy too as well, which I think we got Didi in the middle, who's doing a fantastic job too as well. But when our boy Didi went down, I think that was it the 4-game losing streak, the 5-game losing streak started to hit with our backup, JD Bertram and stuff. So
Yeah.
got to get more depth. Got to get more depth in there. Because that's going to be definitely really big this season. Let's see. DJ Biggs in the chat. Do we think about Kobe Bryant as a number 2 cornerback this year with Brick? If Kobe's up to speed with it, I mean, that's a Jeff Ulbrich. That's a secondaries coach move. They got to go look and say, hey, I think this kid can do some things.
I think he needs to put on some more weight, Jack.
Right. I mean, he did get targeted in that Bucks game when he got in there a few times, but you're going against Mike Evans. Anytime you got Mike Evans on
that
there,
to everybody.
But you notice how he got right back up. You notice how I really appreciate that.
He laid a hit on Mike Evans though. Yes, that I think Mike Evans will remember. Like, damn, I might be getting kind of old in this league because that young boy.
I was at that game and the whole stadium was like, oh, like it was
right.
You heard
right. He landed like on his side, like close to his neck and stuff. And of course, it was a clean hit. The referee didn't call a 15-yard or anything. So.
Didn't he get mad on that hit? Didn't he get mad on that?
Mike got a little mad, but Kobe was just walking it off, just doing my job, So, big shout out to Kobe Bryant. We'll see what what he has going on this season to see if Jeff Ulbrich wants to put him in that slot. I think they did talk highly of him.
I kind of liked it. I want to see a lot more of those young guys eating over there. They're just swarming around. They, standing on top of the people and just like, right. I definitely want to see a lot more like in your face. It's like, oh, you got knocked the, right. That's what I want from my defense. Definitely develop that a lot more.
Right. You see right here, Nerd King even mentioning that, AJ Terrell's younger brother, he's hitting the draft too as well. Where would he hit? In the draft class this year? Could be a 2nd or 3rd rounder to have 2 Terrells. I mean, he did a good job at Clemson. And he's still running for me in that NCAA college football. I challenged him last year. He said he wanted to play, but he still hasn't hit me up. But maybe if he joins the Falcons, get an opportunity to go ahead and whoop up on him. D Offer running for me too. So tag D Offer, let him know. Like, hey, bro, you join up on my Twitter page talking that trash, but when it's time to get to it, you don't want to get to it. So it is what it is. Stina B.
I remember what happened last time.
Carrie.
Don't come up here talking that ish about D Alford when I saw firsthand what happened.
Man, I hit D up right now. Let's see what he's doing. Stina B said, do y'all think practice squad fans have a real shot at the roster this year? I would love to see Chris Blair. With the wide receiver group, what is it? Right now, we need 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the wide receiver group.
They might be calling you Jack Spade.
Well, You know.
That's how bad it is right now. I mean,
Hey, what? Hold on now. Don't say that now, Carrie. You
I
talking
mean,
about?
it's pretty bad. To Maggie's point, like, wide receivers have to be a priority because yes, we have Drake London, who we need to pay, by the way. Mooney's as good as gone, in my opinion, because they set up his contract to where it's really like a 2-year deal, just like Kirk Cousins' deal. So you're gonna save, I believe, 11 plus million by cutting him. So I don't expect him to be back. Ray, you already cut last season when your wide receiver room was already weak. And then Nick Nash already got picked up by the Commanders. We never even got to see what he could be. Chris Blair, for whatever reason, the last regime didn't want to give him a chance after they saw him ball out in the preseason when, by the way, you had no receivers.
Right.
So, I mean, who did I leave? Casey
Jamal Agnew too
Washington?
as well. He got cut at the end of the year.
Yeah, Casey Washington, who they, by the
Casey.
way, were hyping up going into the season, but then for whatever reason, he was healthy scratched like the last, 5 games of the season.
Right.
So our wide receiver room really needs
Did you
some
mention
work.
Hodge too as well with the healthy scratch?
Yes, Hodge was a hell. It was
Right.
really a mess when you really
And
think
those
about it.
healthy scratches was like,
You know, it's funny. Kirk Cousins said that in a presser when you get around to late November, December, and teams know that they're not making the playoffs. Those random, mysterious injuries just start popping up. And I was looking at Kirk like, Kirk, would you say that? Why would you say that? But then again, you look at the next week.
mouthpiece that needs somebody put a muzzle on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was about to
He
say
says some
he's a
things and you start
savage.
smiling like, yeah, you know, I said that. You know, it's like, okay.
Well,
Kirk.
you got to remember about this time 1 year ago, he was the same guy who said, "Oh, I was never hurt." Bomb dropped on everyone. I mean, like, oh yeah, it's like what?
Nando's in the chat. Roster does finally in 2026 if you have a finally true zero technique DT. I think Lakel London is a guy they can look at.
Good. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think Lakel London is a guy to look at. You still have Brandon Dorless and that scheme that Jeff Ulbrich runs. You know, they did move Dorless around a little bit. So to see him back there would be, you know, impressive too. Of course, Rook Aurora. But we're looking for like a smash mouse, like a Vita Villa, like somebody who's going to just stop and stuff the runs.
A big ugly
in the middle that can just get wild when it comes to stopping the runs, because you see some teams going against Vita Villa and going against even Sheldon Rankins from the Texans, like for his age, man, like he's out there going crazy on that defensive tackle spot. So some things to look at. Lakel London did a good job. Last year. He's not expensive too as well. So
I like the guy from Texas Tech. What was his name?
Oh my gosh, the Texas Tech kid and the Florida State, Daryl Jackson. I mean, those guys, the way the draft is looking, they're probably going to go first round. The way they're getting this exposure, they're moving up the boards. They're moving up the charts.
I'm praying they fall to the second round. Okay, I'm just
would love to. But does the Falcons go that route as what they have before with Jeff Ulbrich saying, no, I can use London in this role, Katavius Street, I can use him in this role? Or do they want to go the cornerback route?
Still too small. We need a guy who could stop the run. We don't have a big guy.
Right. What do you think the strongest need at the draft is? Looking at our roster, Maggie, what is the strongest need that Matt Ryan will go in there and say, okay, we need this guy. He's going to be on the field week 1. Like is it wide receiver too? I know you got to pay Drake next year, but
I feel like to me, I feel it's wide receiver. It's just where I'm going with it. Now of course we got to get. We need some corners too. But I feel like they're probably going to definitely go wide receiver 2 or corner. That's why I'm going with it.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Terry, you talked about head cases before with George Pickens and so on, and you know he's going to get a major contract coming up from one of these teams here soon. What about Keon Coleman? Is he something to look forward to? I know he's in the rookie contract now with the Bills, but the general manager kind of threw him under the bus in that press conference a couple of days ago. So, just your thoughts. Keon Coleman, would he be worth it? I know with the contract situation is kind of difficult, but
I don't know that
he said today that he's going to be. Oh, sorry.
What did you say, Carrie?
I was just going to say that I don't think that's a possibility. They said today that he's going to stay there.
Yeah.
The head coach. He said he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Then again, he did get thrown under the bus, but Terry, I know you when it comes to these type of players, you're like, nah, I'm good.
Well, look, if you have a locker room that if you have an established culture, then yeah, you can deal with the George Pickens. We don't have that. Our locker room right now cannot withstand a George Pickens. That guy's a head case. And if you like Tomlin, and Tomlin didn't want to deal with it. But the bottom line is, if you got some established vets and a strong locker room, okay, and some dudes, and when I say some dudes, I mean, bro, it's gonna be this way, or quite candidly, I'm gonna beat your ass. And you've got fear, and you've got a certain amount of respect in that locker room, then you can stomach that. Because a coach that has to be police in the locker room is not going to be a successful coach. But everybody can't do that, right? If you're looking at the 2002 Tampa Bay Bucks, they could deal with a George Pickens because you had Warren Sapp. You had a bunch of dudes in that locker room that would be like, nah, bro, we're trying to start a culture, right? We're trying to build a culture here. You don't have the locker room that can withstand a head case. Keon Coleman is late to meetings. Okay, he's been disciplined a couple for being late and basically being a rookie and being immature. Now, 2 or 3 years from now, if we've built this locker room up to a certain point, maybe you can withstand the Pickens. But all that glitters is not gold. Right?
I disagree, my friend.
Give
me a George Pickens all day, every day.
We've had this
George
conversation
Pickens,
offline.
Drake London duo, that would go crazy.
Contract situation gonna go crazy too as well. George Pickens is due for a payday coming up.
If you can manage him,
if they can manage it, I'm
can
sorry.
manage
Wide receivers are divas. That's just the nature of the game.
Yeah,
and
but
we
and
need
they are. But again, there's certain things you can't have. All right, George Pickens is wild. So if you don't have a locker room,
that crazy.
You said what?
I feel like he's not as crazy as you're making him out.
Tomlin got rid of him, Carrie. Mike Tomlin, who will coach anybody.
How's he doing in Dallas?
It's not the point.
He balled out in Dallas.
Did they make the playoffs in Dallas?
Jeez.
Oh, are wins and losses wide receiver spot now?
Oh, here we go, Carrie.
At the end of the day,
I'll bring up Joe Flacco in a minute.
At the end of the day, Carrie, if I'm going to take on a headache, then we better damn well win. If I'm going to take and make no mistake about it, Pickens is a headache. Okay, it's the real world. Okay, everybody ain't gonna like each other.
Headache. I'm sorry because we have too many.
Did that make the playoffs, Carrie? What did it work for them?
But T-Will, that's crazy talk. I'm sorry.
It's not crazy. But did it work for them?
Yes, because they didn't miss the playoffs because of George Pickens. If anything, they made them a better team.
Jump in, Maggie. Maggie from Maggie T from AFN.
And he's a guy for not a lot of kind of Ray was up out of here because he probably spoke his piece in the background. We don't need somebody that's gonna be a little issue. He's no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. He's just not the player that they'll hire.
And maybe that's our problem because we always go for choir boys. But I just want to say they said the same thing about James Spears Jr. They said that he's not coachable. He's not a team player. And look at how he balled out. He's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He actually helped us break the sack record for the franchise and led the team in sacks. So for me, I want the team to improve. And I feel like we finally have a head coach that's not a buddy, like wants to be friends with the players. He could handle that kind of attitude in the locker room with all of his experience. And for me, I want to win, and I believe he will make our team better. If we could work it out, I am not saying no to George Pickens because to answer T-Will's question, did they make the playoffs? They didn't miss the playoffs because George Pickens was on the team. If anything, he made them better. He had over 1,400 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns. So he actually outplayed CeeDee Lamb, their wide receiver one, if anything. So
he did.
I'm not going to say no to George Pickens personally.
With life, it's about timing, Carrie. And again, we're establishing a culture here. George Pickens is not a guy you build around. George Pickens is a guy you add to once you've got established leadership in that locker room. Once you got some guys that'll be like, George, you come up here and do this, I'm gonna beat your ass. Once you have that level, yeah, you can stomach that. But we're not there now. We don't have who in that locker room is gonna take that stand. Who in that? That's what you need dudes. If I'm being honest, you need alphas. Say what you want to about George Pickens. He's an alpha, and an alpha is only going to respect another alpha.
So when are we going to get an alpha then? To answer that.
That's why you culture build, Carrie. That's why you develop. That's
Falcon
why you
fans. Falcon fans.
That's why you build.
I don't know.
And of course, Falcon fans. This is what one time
I mean,
for the fans
look,
is all about.
I could be wrong. I could be. I'm not. I could be wrong, Carrie. I'm not in the Falcons locker room. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, I'm not a fan of it.
Well, T. Well, here's the thing about it. There's fans that's going to agree, and there's fans that's going to disagree.
Yeah,
that's the thing about being a fan. Some people would say, "Yeah, we can take a George Pickens." Some people are going to say, "Like, no, we don't need a George Pickens." At the end of the day, they're still putting on that jersey, going to go sit in their seat and watch that Falcon game.
So was it T.O. and Hugh that got into a fight when he played?
Debate.
Yeah.
Was it T.O. and Hugh Douglas that got into a fight when he played for the Eagles?
Him and McNabb got into it, I think, too, as well, a couple times.
No, but I mean, I think T.O. and Hugh Douglas got into a physical fight.
Oh, I believe so.
T.O. was on his T.O. shit. Mm-hmm. And basically they were like, no, and what I'm saying is when you got, look, George Pickens is a phenomenal talent, right? On the field, he is a phenomenal talent. But inside the locker room, he will cause division. And if you're not strong, if you don't have anchors in there, it's going to divide the team. And you're going to see the difference on the field. So my point is, from a talent perspective, he is off the chain. And I'm not saying that every receiver, every decent receiver worth his salt doesn't have a little bit of division in him. But look, just look at Pickens' history. This dude's a head case, okay? A head case. So if you're going to have him in your locker room, you got to have up some guardrails. No, you ain't going to come over here with that. No, you ain't going to come over here with that. You know what I mean? You got to have a system of doing that. If Mike Tomlin, who dealt with Antonio Brown for years, got rid of George Pickens, there's a reason for that. That's all I'm saying.
So do you think that players can't grow as a person on and off the field if that's the case? Because, look, Dallas took a chance on him. I didn't hear anything about him being a head case in Dallas.
I mean, yeah, I agree. You know, different environment, different teams, and different things like that. I agree with that.
I mean, to have what was the head coach's name? Was that who's Dallas's head coach? That's
not gonna be there anymore. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know his name. I don't know his name.
Hey.
I don't know how to say it.
Dallas head coach ain't no Mike Tomlin.
Is it Brian? Is it somebody's kid?
Brian? I don't remember.
Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah. Schottenheimer's son. Yeah,
Marty Schottenheimer's kid.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this: one time for the fan, being from the fan for the fan, everybody being involved in this conversation today. This was great. This was truly amazing. We done went from breakfast to lunch with Maggie T.
My lunch just got here too. That's funny.
Oh, right. What are you eating for lunch? Oh, wait. Before I got two questions for Maggie T. I wanted to ask, but me and Carrie got into it. I know she's gonna cuss me out later. All right.
No, I am not. This was a healthy debate.
No, it was a good debate.
Carrie always finds a way to pick up on where she left off a little bit later, though. I can tell you that right now. There's going to be an after chat. There's going to be a post-game chat. With
Carrie. Will. It absolutely will, Maggie. First thing Carrie's going to be, T will. That's exactly how it's going to start. And you know what else she's going to do? She's going to rope my brother into it. Okay?
Eric always has my back.
Because she and my brother are basically the same person. Okay, they just look different. But anyway, Maggie T, you're on.
Glad you included that disclaimer.
T, will if it has to run a little bit longer on the question, because Maggie does have to run in just.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Give me your choice of these movies. First bracket: Love Jones, Best Man, The Wood.
T, really? You said Love Jones,
the Best Man, and the Wood.
I'm gonna go with Love Jones.
Great answer. All right, last question: New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, or Menace to Society?
I knew he was going to say that.
Man. I was I don't
New
know. I
Jack
really
City.
love me some boys in the hood. I don't. I mean,
Boys
it's
in the
just
Hood.
boys in the hood. Just the part where he was running and getting, it was just I don't know. It was, I would say, but of course, New Jack. This is a hard one. Okay,
It's a good one. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a good one. There are no wrong answers. There are no wrong answers.
Right. It's
Yeah.
one of those like, okay. Yeah. But New Jack, I was gonna go with New Jack, but for some reason, him running just stuck in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna go with this one because I'm sure they're gonna probably expect me to say New Jack. So
You can't go wrong with either one.
can't go wrong with either one. But
Not
New
go
Jack,
wrong.
Nino Brown, baby. Falcon fans in the chat, man. This is great. Like we went from Kevin Stefanski talk, Matt Ryan talk, first month president football operations, did a little this and that with Miss Maggie T. Of course, T Will also throwing out the former ATL sports movies / questions. I mean, he does a great job with this too as well. So big shout out to everybody who's joined in today. Got a lot more fans that's still jumping in the chat too as well. First time here, hit that like, share, subscribe button on all platforms, on all channels. Because Maggie T is live too as well on her channel. So Maggie, I know you have to run. We're gonna get ready to wrap this show up. So please give us your shout outs. Go ahead and plug all your channels, where we can find you, everything about Maggie T. Like the floor is yours. Take as much time as you like. And definitely throw those shout outs things. I know you have a lot of people. Give that little Oscar performance where they have to go over the list. They pull the list out and say, I want to give a shout out to. Floor is yours, Maggie, because just being here 2 hours and some change, man.
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to One Time for the Fan, for my ATL Sports, Carrie, for having me on, and also allowing them not allowing, but for them to come on and be on the part of the Lady Bird show as well. It was a pleasure. Me and T Will, we still communicate, and he drops the links every now and then. So I've been on a couple of times. So look, whenever you bored and need, if I'm available, shoot the link. Because I'm always saying, I realized, I said it yesterday. I said, you know what? I think I'm addicted to the Falcons because I go from one content creator to the next. It's like, oh, what's the name is live? Boop, I'm in there. So now I'm starting to see some of the same folks. It's the social club that just go from channel to channel to channel to channel. So shout out to all our content creators. Shout out to our fans that kind of follow and support everybody because we're just a big old happy family over here at the end of the day. But shout out to my Lady Birds, Christy, Miss Pam, Wit. We got Stina B. We got quite a couple of ladies that kind of been busy in the background, but nonetheless, love to have a lady panel that we all know our football as well as our regulators show, our international guys, our Scottish Birds. So that's Atlanta Falcons Nation. Of course, I have an announcement that speaking of wide receiver, that's why I'm big on it, because we will have the one and only wide receiver, Mohamed Sanu, on the show next Tuesday. So
nice.
Make sure ATF on Tuesday. He will be joining us, and I will be asking him to go ahead because that coaching situation.
Receiver coach, yes. I can't wait for that show, man.
He's open to being an NFL coach, so you just never know. I'm gonna put that in the bird. I was like, you know what? Jack Spade said, he asked. But no, seriously, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And of course, my other channel, The Candid Room with the K, Kandid, Candid Room. I'll be launching that back up in February. So if you guys want to get away from football talk and just talk about mental health awareness and how you're feeling, because like I just said, I've had a lot going on in my family right now. And that's why I have to go handle some business about that. And my mental health I am kind of steamed out right now. So I need a mental health break. That's why I took a little break from my job, and I was able to kind of come on here because I had the time. So I appreciate y'all doing this because this is therapy for me to talk about my birds amongst great people.
And this is the start of the year. I mean, we haven't even got to February, March, April. The
This
real nitty gritty.
In December. It happened around December time. Unfortunately, someone was locked up in my family. And we're out on the outside dealing with it, and it's like. Of course, I'm the person that people go to. It's like, help us. What are we going to do about this? And it's like, I got my own life to deal with. You make dumb decisions. You got to sit there and think about it. And that's kind of where we are with it.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm glad that we can be here for you. Of course, the Ladybirds is there for you too as well. Your whole group, your whole crew that you run with over there at AFN, doing a great job. Just continue doing it because I think people are noticing it. If they haven't noticed it, they're going to get a chance to. But you've done an amazing job. I've seen you, like I said, before, during, and even after the game. So this is going to be an exciting off season for a lot of us. A lot of content to put out there with what's going on with the Falcons. Every day, something's new. So this is just going to be an amazing time. T. Will, Carrie, if you want to say your big shout outs and goodbyes to Miss Maggie. I think she's about to drop off. We probably got a couple more minutes of ourselves. Carrie said she could stay for a few more minutes. So yeah, you guys want to go ahead and say your goodbyes to Maggie T, and then we'll let Maggie get to her day.
Yes, I have so much respect for Maggie T.
Yes.
Like, I am so thankful that she joined us this morning for the show. It's been fun talking with you. And I'm still so appreciative I got to join you and the rest of the Ladybirds of AFN the other night. That was so much fun. I'm used to being with all the guys, so it's nice, it's refreshing to be with some women who are fellow Falcons fans for once. And yeah, I really I do respect you so much, and I appreciate you coming on. And it's been very nice talking to another female who is as diehard about the Falcons as me. So thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fight about my birds now. That's
Right.
Amen.
Right.
Maggie, you and I have had offline conversations, and I know that Maggie is first of all, she's a person of character, high character. And I'm not going to get into the conversation, but what I will say is Maggie is a woman of her word. She is a person of high character, and it starts there. And it's no surprise to me at all that you're successful. That's number one. Number two, you're not intimidated by anybody, and good on you for having new artists on your show. One thing about Maggie gives people a chance, okay? Because everybody is not that way. Everybody is not going to give you a platform to talk. You got 2 subscribers, come on the show. Maggie will do that. Maggie looks for the best in people, and I just love her, and I mean that in the appropriate way, okay? But I have a respect and an admiration and a love for the fact that you're always looking out for the little guy. You know what I mean? Maggie's got God knows how many subscribers. She doesn't have to do that, but you're always willing to do that. And that is like my favorite thing about you. And thank you for having me on your show. Thank you for coming on my show. You didn't have to do any of that. Thank you for bringing your team on my show. And more importantly, keep kicking ass, man. The sky's the limit. You can go anywhere you want to go. And every time your show is on, I try and turn it on and watch it because I typically learn something. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And shout out to all the ladies of AFN. For me, Auntie Pam and Miss Christie, they've been in my show since day one. So again, shout out.
That's my street team there, because they keep telling me about content creators I know nothing about. Hey, we was just on. They said shout out to this. I was like, who? Let me go follow them.
Yes. So hey, definitely appreciate you. Keep doing your thing, and much success to you.
Hey, big shout out to Maggie T. Maggie, I know you got to run. Thank you for everything. And this won't be your last time on One Time for the Fan. This is your first time, but it won't be your last time.
Because
One Time for the Fan.
Let's see, we get Muhammad Sanu to come here and say, I'm gonna be a wide receivers coach. It's like, let me go ahead and toot my horn a little bit.
Hey, get him to talk about what he's doing in what did he tell us, T? Well, some stuff he's doing in Africa too as well.
Yes.
I love that
Legacy Sports Complex.
Everybody that wants questions, please put a poll out and drop your questions, and I'll make sure that you get the shout out for that question. I will do that.
Legacy Sports Complex, which he's working on in Swanee. He's doing a great job over there with some of the former athletes in the NFL, training up a lot of these young stars.
He got internet and computers to kids in the Sierra Leone.
Right,
that's amazing.
That was the one thing that I remembered from that interview is this guy, because a lot of people talk, donate to my. They never even have anything to do with those charities. But Muhammad Sanu is about the work. He's about that life. He's about making his community better. So, you know, I love guys like that, and I think we'd be lucky to have him as a coach.
We didn't even get to the football side of the questions with Sanu. We just went straight to like what he does off the field.
Yeah.
And he's
amazing.
He wowed everybody in the chat with what he's doing because everybody's expecting to hear Sanu tell us about the touchdown throw and Sanu tell us about the wide receiver. Man, he went straight to Sierra Leone with his what he's been doing to just impact the community, you know, on and off the field. And he's just a great guy. So I'm sure you're gonna have a great time with Muhammad Sanu on that podcast. Maggie T. One time for the one time.
Go on here because people bringing me up now. Where you at? You said 12 o'clock. I know.
Right.
I know. But
bye, Maggie T. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maggie T. Cheers and applause for Maggie T, everybody. Maggie T.
Thank you.
As well from everything that you have going on with AFN. Drop everything in the chat, and I'll be tagging you in the YouTube.
That's Atlanta Falcons Nation. You can't miss it.
Right
on YouTube and all social media, but I'll drop it in the chat. So I'll be
for Falcon fans here, man. Maggie T once again.
Yeah, have a great one.
Yeah, have a great one. Falcon fans. Wow,
great interview.
Wow. That's what happens when you get people on here for the first time. Uncle Steve's been on here for the first time. Maggie T's on here for the first time. Damski was on here for the first time. Man, I tell you, man, one time for the fan, from the fan, for the fan. What was that? 2 hours and a half?
Yeah, man. But it didn't feel like that.
That was fun. Yeah, that
What'd you say, Maggie? I'm sorry. What'd you say, Carrie?
No, I said
she's ready to cuss you out now. Now it's your turn.
I was
Maggie's gone. Come over here, T-Will. Okay, sit on down. Let me talk to you.
Don't let people get the wrong idea of me just because I'm 21 Carrie. First of all, in my normal personal life, I do not curse. I'm not.
She doesn't.
I try very hard not to curse.
She doesn't.
It's
right.
Very,
she does
very
not
rare.
curse.
I'd have to be very angry, like.
And when she
curses,
it's like MFer. She doesn't say the full word. She'd be like, "That mother MFer."
Yes, exactly.
Like
so
that.
I don't. I try not to curse. You know,
right?
Like, I don't know. I might have been scarred from my grandmama to always tell me she'll wash my mouth out with soap when I was a kid. So it carried over as an adult. But all that to say, no.
Jack and I bring that out.
Yes, but only you only bring it out in me when you say after 30-0 and I'm so mad. I want you to be mad with me. I got people over here telling me, well, Carrie, we weren't gonna win every single game. Oh man, that just set it off.
Oh, she got so bad. She got so bad. Oh my God.
Pissed. You got so embarrassed. Blow out, shut out.
I just closed the chat. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow.
One thing I can say.
Rough.
My work here's done.
Maggie T, big shout out to Dixon Way. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. So many people to give shout outs to in this chat.
Yes.
One thing about Maggie
my goodness.
T,
shout out to Monte Carlo on the road. He says that we help him get through. You know, he has his day. He has no life outside of our channels. We hold him down on the road. Shout out to him and please be safe out there.
Yes, be safe. And shout out to Carlo, man. Carlo is a solid dude, man. Yeah. Solid dude. Yeah. Solid dude.
Big shout out to 82 Monte Carlo. See the Falcons.
He tried to get us a contract, an agreement with Tito's. We didn't ask him. He just straight up did that.
He's so cool.
Didn't ask for anything. Like, I thought that was cool, man. So shout out to you.
Those opportunities will come, especially for a channel like this. I think people are really enjoying the channel. Oh, I got Grady Jarrett's family texting. What we got over here?
Jack, can you do me a favor and check our chat? I have a graphic I'd like for you to share the screen with that I literally opened Twitter a few minutes ago. And it was the first tweet on my screen. I was like, that is like meant to be. Like, that is crazy. We are literally debating about this and now it's on my screen. So, and it affects the Falcons.
Wow, Carrie, you're going to get this guy all riled up.
It affects the Falcons because two things. It says not just... It kind of says top free agent Tyler Algier, where they think his landing spot could be, and then also who could land with the Atlanta Falcons in free agency. So I would love for you to share that because I know it's controversial about George Pickens.
Hopefully StreamYard doesn't start StreamYard.
No, it's not gonna.
Carrie being messy.
Let me get this. Hold on now. I got you. I don't want StreamYard to start
Just so
StreamYarding,
that
but
people
I'm
don't think
sure
I'm
it's
talking
gonna.
crazy mentioning George.
Oh no, of
Pickens.
course, of course, of course, of course. I put it up here. I put it up here. Bam!
I
There we go. Carrie, you see it?
Yes. Is there a way to zoom in or no? Because it's very
I'm
small.
trying to see why why is StreamYard even doing this? Like, let me see here.
Maybe if you just go to the link and then click it from there, it'll let you zoom in. I'm not sure. I sent both the link and the image.
StreamYard is doing some nonsense. Hold on.
Shout out to King Atlanta supporter while you're doing that. He said Tyler needs to stay, Carrie. You got to check out our last episode we did. We did a little skit essentially, like where we each gave our spiel to Tyler as to why he needs to stay. And I was pretty proud of my spiel, so you got to check that out. But I would love for Tyler to stay, honestly. I just realistically don't feel like it's likely.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be starting back somewhere. I think there's a few teams that do need one, and I do think he deserves a payday. So, and it's just I don't know. It's tough to expect us to pay two running backs. That's not that common, especially when we have a few holes on our team. So, but I would love for Tyler to stay. Great guy, great player.
Does the graphic pop up here now? Because
Yes,
StreamYard does.
it's still kind of small, so you can't zoom in at all, huh? Or remove the black. Okay, you can just remove us.
I'm just
You could
clicking
you could
buttons here
see
at
it
this
better.
point because StreamYard is just all over some dumb shit. They're trying to make the screen as small as possible. They're trying to close
Okay.
out all windows, and then they move me to the other side. They solo me out. They take Carrie off the screen.
Oh,
But
geez.
for those that
No.
can see it right here, it says the best landing spots for
For
some of these
Ty-
offensive free agents. And look at
Ty-
old George Pickens down here
This is from
for the
PFF,
Atlanta
guys, by the way,
Falcons.
1 hour ago. I literally just opened Twitter a few minutes ago. It was the first tweet right there. PFF's official account. They're predicting, or not predicting landing spots, who they think would be the best fit for each team. They got George Pickens to the Atlanta Falcons. And
I
they
mean, for
got
George Pickens, you can't be, you know, much of a head case when you got the best running back in football back there with you. When you got Drake London over there, when you got a defense that's probably way better than the Dallas Cowboys defense from what they had, especially with James Pierce and some of these young guys. But that payday is something to look for with Georgie because, you
right.
don't have the 100 mil.
And I get the hesitation. I don't really want a head case either, but I do think, players can grow just like humans, just like us, we can grow and learn from our mistakes. And I don't remember like seriously hearing any issues in Dallas. So maybe he's learned, maybe he's grown as a player and a person, who knows. But I did find that interesting. PFF sees him as the best fit for us, or him, yeah, us being the best fit for him. But and then I don't know, you took the graphic away too soon. It also has Tyler Algier as well listed on there as a top prospect, or not
For the
prospect,
Dallas
top free agent.
Cowboys.
Yes, so they say that he'd be a great fit for the Cowboys.
Big shout out to Uncle Lou. He was in the chat earlier too as well, Tyler's uncle. So big shout out to Uncle Lou. Don't know if he's still in here watching, but big shout out to Lou. Yeah, man, Falcon fans are super excited about this offseason. But, even before, putting up the graphic and George Pickens, big shout out to Maggie T.
Maggie T.
Because Maggie T probably knows that, we go live on, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And, of course, even picking the breakfast show. 2 hours for Maggie to be in here talking Falcons amongst the fans. Hats off to Maggie and her crew. Everything they got going on over there with AFN, y'all are doing a great job. Just keep it going, because Carrie, you was on that channel the other day doing a podcast with them. How long you was over there for, Carrie? An hour?
I think like an hour and a half. It was a great show, honestly. Shout out to all the ladybirds of the AFN. It was a great time. I had a great time. They're very kind and knowledgeable women Falcons fans.
Right. And T-Will, you was over there doing a show with them too as well. How long you was over there for when you did your show?
I don't know I don't know that mine went the length that Carrie's did. I think I may have been on it for like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. But again, just good on Maggie T for having us. Very organized, very just knows her stuff, man.
And Maggie sends her blessings back to us by doing a 2 hour plus and some change show.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Jack, can you please spotlight Charles Henderson's comment? There's a new comment there. That was very nice.
Yep. Let's see
Yeah,
what we got here.
that's actually my cousin. That's my
Shout
cousin
out
Chuck.
to him.
Yeah, Chucky
You wanna
lives in
read it?
Alabama. Chucky and I closed down many bars
You want to go ahead and read it, T. Will? It's a
in our
nice
younger
comment there.
years. I'm gonna do it a hit. Okay, so Charles Henderson Jr., my cousin, has a very deep voice. Okay, very. So I'm gonna read in his voice. Cuz, thank y'all for another Off the Underground Railroad show. I take y'all over ESPN any day. I got a dip in a minute to meet contractors on an install. All right, cuz. That's because he got a deep voice. You see him laughing. Right? It's a very deep voice. Deep voice. So yeah,
It's good, man. It's so
Shout
good.
out to Charles, man. Thank you for
Have
joining us.
family in
It's
here.
Chucky. We call him Chucky.
Oh,
We call him
Chucky.
Chucky.
That's
We
so
call him
funny
Chucky.
because my uncle's name is Charles.
Yep.
Some people call him Charlie, but I call him Chucky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we call him Chucky.
love it.
So
Got family in here, player family in here. You got fans of the Falcons, season ticket holders from the Atlanta Falcons. You got people who are now becoming fans of the Falcons. Everybody who's in the chat right now, content creators showed up today too as well. Dixon Way was in the chat. You got Berto and Bro Talk, who was also in the chat. Uncle Steve, who was in the chat. Georgia, Texas boy, who was in the chat. Home Team Blackberry was in the chat too as well. Of course, the Lady Birds was in here having a good time too as well. So many people, a lot of new faces here in the chat too as well. Great to see everybody here for the first time. Some that y'all have been back before, some y'all have caught our shows in the past, and keep up to date with us right now around this time. And thank you all so much for just being a part of the show. Once again, shout out Maggie T. That was an amazing show.
Yeah, shout out to Maggie T. But I also want to say that everybody should check out Good Morning Football today. They had Michael Vick, Falcons legend Michael Vick, on the show, and he endorsed the Kevin Stefanski hire.
there you go.
Shout out.
There you go.
Everybody loves Michael Vick now. He's endorsing the hire. Get behind it, man. He's our head
Right.
coach. So go check it out.
Right. Ski Yee was in the chat today. John Boy, El De Niro, DVCC, Keith Simmons. Who else was in here? Buck Skull Gang. Skull Gang was in the house. FF Will was in the house. DJ Big was in the house. Big shout out to DJ. Michael L was in the chat. Island Mike was in the chat too.
Island Mike.
My gosh.
Talking Falcons football.
Island Mike.
Something funny. Breaking news yesterday, I guess. Bill Belichick and his young girlfriend are no longer dating. They broke up, and somebody quote tweeted it and went viral on Twitter and said she only dates first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
That's tough.
Oh, shucks. Oh,
That is
wow.
tough.
That's tough for him, though. They
Damn.
break up right around the time that he gets that snub. That's tough.
Jack, that deserves a wow, sir.
Nerd King is in the chat.
Wow. That deserves a wow.
I was getting ready. This StreamYard has been a StreamYard, and it's been kind of pissing me off this morning. But
Yeah, man.
we got the wow going.
That's a wow from way down here. Damn.
That's tough.
Damn.
Nerd King is in the chat.
That's nasty work right there, man.
Yeah,
Nasty.
nasty word.
Nasty work. Damn.
Charles, Chucky was in the chat, man. Everybody, there's so many names. If I keep scrolling back up here to the top, I mean, it's going to take a while. But every single person, D1 was in the chat. You had some Panther fans in the chat. Monte Carlo, Dixon Way. Don't forget content creators. Got Dixon Way was in the chat too as well. Berto Bro Talk mentioned them too as well. Tried to do the eyebrow thing with that thing that Bro Talk be doing. You ever see that stuff?
You got to do the present. Hey, man, present.
Reporting eligible.
Reporting eligible. There you go.
Big shout out to DSGB Hall and Carolyn. Who knows where she was watching the show from. Big shout out to everybody, man. J Kid was in the chat too as well. Big shout out to J Kid. He was in here earlier. Eric Parker was on the other day. Maggie T was on today. We can get some more special guests in here. We had one lined up for Sundays.
Tidy is committed to Sunday.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Can we put that out there now? Are we ready to put that out there now?
Yes, we can. Yes,
Are we getting ready to do this?
We're getting ready to do this. Sorry.
Are you telling me that one of the biggest groups. Once again, one of the biggest groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups. One of
Yep.
the biggest groups that talks about the Atlanta Falcons. Tidy Jones going to be joining us
Tidy Jones is committed to joining us on Sunday at 8
Sunday night.
p.m.
First
That's right,
time and one
February
time for the
1st,
fans.
2026, in the year of our Lord AD.
B square.
Tidy talks Falcons now. For those that haven't seen Tidy's post, the Atlanta Bird Gang post, Tidy talks Falcons. He gonna come in here and he gonna say some things about Stefanski. He's gonna say some things about Matt Ryan.
Tidy keeps it real. Look,
he keeps it real. I ain't gonna lie. He doesn't
Tidy
sugarcoat
is,
anything.
Tidy is fair. Tidy is fair. One thing I will say about Tidy, he is fair. So if he makes a statement, believe you me, he started out and he's got some.
He got the notes. He got the receipts.
Back it up.
The facts to back up whatever he's talking about.
I don't have an issue.
He doesn't go off the rails when he mentions stuff.
Correct.
Right?
Okay. I don't have an issue with
percentages.
I love
he keeps notes. He keeps
you love
stats.
everyone.
I do. Well, I do.
He said, "I love Tidy."
I know this right here. I know we've had first timers like Damsky, like we mentioned, Uncle Steve that we mentioned, Maggie T that we mentioned. Now we have who? We got Tidy, who's going to be with us talking Falcons football Sunday night. So
that's dope.
I can't wait. And we're going to get some more people on too as well. Christy Lewis in the chat. So many Falcon fans here in the chat. Let's go ahead and get to our shout outs. We can just wrap this thing on.
I can't wait to get Christy on the show and Auntie Pam. That's going to be like the whole dynamic. It's going to be great. But anyway, shout out.
We had the Lady Bird show too as well. So another first time group. Christy Lewis will be here. I'm sure Maggie will bring the whole crew back.
Yep.
And that's going to be a panel of just, letting the ladies just control the show, talk about, Falcons football, of course, questions from the chat. Our questions from the chat segment, T-Will, has been going crazy.
Yes, it has. It's been going ham.
There was questions that we couldn't even get to. And just to see the support of all the people asking questions about the Atlanta Falcons is actually pretty cool because fans want to know. Fans want to talk Falcons football, and we're here to talk Falcons football with them. So big shout out to everybody who's been chiming in from the first topic we had about Kevin Stefanski to the second topic we had about Matt Ryan, to the other topic about the questions, to the this or that Kerry had asked Maggie T, and of course T-Will's questions about being stranded on an island and the Gilligan's Island question, I guess we'll call that the segment over here. It was just a great opportunity for everybody to just be a part of something, including everyone, is what all podcasters should do. And I think one time for the fan, from the fan, for the fan, we do a great job of doing that. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. It's 30-something, maybe 40-something degrees out there. Some of y'all are warm. Some of y'all out there in the cold. But you're here talking Falcons football. As you can see, Maggie T is back in the chat here, taking care of her day. So big shout out to Maggie T. Thank you so much for being a part of this. It's shout out time, everybody. So Miss Carrie, if you want to lead the way with the shout outs.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to, first of all, shout out to Maggie T. Like I said, I respect her so much. It's not easy to be a female podcast host talking Falcons. So, I feel like as a woman, you have to try to earn your respect in this space even more than just a man trying to do the same thing. So a shout out to her, man. She's killing it over there at Atlanta Falcons Nation with the Lady Birds of AFN. I really, appreciate all those females on that panel I was with the other night. If you didn't get a chance, go check it out. It was a really fun show. But no, most of all, I want to shout out to everybody in the chat that joined us today, whether you started with us, you stayed part of the time, you stayed the whole time. I mean, we're almost 3 hours in and there's still like over 130 people watching right now. So I do appreciate you all. It's been very fun. Shout out to John Boy. He said, he just subscribed. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you, John Boy.
Yes. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We really do appreciate you. A lot of new faces in the chat today, talking Falcons with us. So too many names to mention, but all of you, just know that I truly appreciate all of you for joining us and, being kind and, positive vibes and talking Falcons with us. So hope everybody has a great day. And obviously, shout out to you, Jack. And shout out to you, T. Will. And shout out to Bodie as well.
Oh yeah, big shot Bodie 3000
Hey!
We're gonna get the crew on over there too as well.
We're all for proof.
They're doing their thing. Bird hasn't been on the channel yet. Boo Man from Full Proof has been on the channel. Of course,
Draft
Bodie,
show. Draft
Yeah.
show. Yeah, we had him.
Yeah,
on
that's
draft
right.
show,
Boo Man was in there.
We should have 404.
for a while.
Why have we not made that a thing yet? Let's have 404 proof on One Time for the Fan.
I mean, that's definitely
We're all
that can be
Falcons
done.
fans, right? I mean,
that can be done in a matter of seconds. It just takes one
be
phone
fun.
call. I mean, Bodie, who's working hard, away from his podcast and even
Here we go.
at his job too as well. Even showing up with us the other night. Bodie was here for what, 2 hours with us the other night too as well. On a late night hour. Right, on a late night hour. But I guarantee you, we have a lot of people coming up with these Falcon fan talk segments. And we would love to have Bodie, his mechanic, and his barber on the podcast.
Damn.
Talking Falcons football. But this is great when you're talking Falcons with everybody from the chat, fans from, even now we're having other fan bases jump in here too as well. Talk Falcons football with us on a very respectful level too as well. I mean, there was a couple clowns that we had a long time ago, but we hope that we don't have to see anybody like that again. But the ones that's coming in here from the Bucks and the Panthers, we haven't had too many Saints fans coming here. I will say that. Now, I don't know. They just like, nah, we're not gonna rap with them dirty bird, baby. We ain't gonna go to their channel, baby. But once they start showing up in here, and I seen it from Big Low's chat. There's a couple Saints fans that's in there, but they show respect to Big Low too as well. So this is great that we have just everybody talking Falcons, and I'm sure the Ladybirds, when they jump in here with us, they're gonna be like, "Girl, I can't do no 2 hours and a half. They talking for 3 hours. We ain't finna do all that, girl." Whatever time y'all got, Ladybirds, we're perfectly fine with having you all on, so that way everybody can get a chance to hear what Stina B has to say. Big shout out to Stina B for the super chat. Pam, who's been rocking with us for such a long time. Bijan. Everybody knows Auntie Pam calling that out a couple years ago when everybody was saying Jalen Carter. And Pam said, I'm telling y'all, it's Bijan. Sure enough, Auntie Pam was right. Christy Lewis, big shout out to Christy Lewis, been rocking with us too as well. So the entire Ladybirds crew, the entire AFN crew over there, Maggie T and everybody, y'all are amazing. T. Will from ATL Sports, One Time for the Fan. Man, it's been a long little week of podcasting, man. We've had a great time. So shout outs are now yours, man. Go ahead and read off your Oscar shout outs.
I knew that was a shot at me. I knew when you said it, that was a shot at me. Okay. I'm gonna try and keep it brief. To everybody who joined us in the chat for Big Low just jumped in here.
Look at Big Low here.
Extending the show because he procrastinated.
Everybody's trading jobs with each other for some reason because Big Low was just out here. In fact, Big Low, I'm looking. You missed the spot on the tire. You told me you would take care of it this time. And the car show is tomorrow. So what are we going to do?
Oh, wow.
Shout out Big Low in the chat.
Oh, wow. Big Low.
Big Low will be joining us too as well coming up soon.
Hey, man. Hey, first and foremost, shout out to Big Low. Definitely one of my mentors and OGs in this game. Love that brother to life. Shout out to my co-host, Mr. Jack Spade, and Miss Carrie Baby, who, hey, man, we do this thing every day. We talk every day. And, hey, man, I would not be who I am without y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I respect y'all. To those of you who joined us in the chat, thank you, guys. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, as Jack so elegantly alluded to. We've been here for darn near 3 hours. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to give us just a little bit of your time, and we are so thankful and eternally grateful. So thank you all. My cousin is a fan. He says Jack. So Chucky's a fan, Jack.
He didn't say like that. He probably said Jack.
You're right, Jack. You know what? He has a great voice. I just suck at doing it. But if you ever he has and his father
is his voice like Buddy from the Temptations? Like
yes, no, his father's voice is like that.
Okay,
right. Chucky's voice is a little bit a little bit higher, but his dad's voice might be like low, like that deep, but great voice. Anyway, hey man, to those of you who joined us in the chat, thank you guys, appreciate you. Definitely. Hey, last but not least, thank God for waking me up this morning. Thank you, God, for everything. Appreciate you. And hey man, check me out at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube, also For My ATL Movies 1. If you guys get a chance today or tomorrow, I will be doing a preview of the series His and Hers. And I can thank Miss Carrie for that.
Let's go.
And hey, you know, For My ATL Movies 1, if you guys are interested in ATL Sports, For My ATL Sports 1. If you want to contact me, you can do that at formyatlcontact@gmail.com. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. I'll listen either way. Facebook, I'm Gideon T. Will and T. Will Podcaster X at For My ATL Sports. Instagram, For My ATL Sports 1 and Movies. Last but not least, as always, Brother Jack, my brother LBB, Eric Parker. Thank y'all so much for giving my start in this business. Oscar speech over. Jack, it's on you.
Wait, I think you forgot your TikTok.
Oh God!
Stop
Where
it!
he gave every
Stop
social
it.
known to
Which
man.
one are you
a
talking about?
Stop
The one before 8 p.m. or the one after 11?
Oh wow!
Sorry, Carrie.
Oh my goodness! Stop
Why
it!
did you
Stop
give
it!
every social media platform besides
Stop it!
TikTok?
Because I don't really do much on TikTok.
Oh,
I don't really. Because let me tell you something. TikTok will cut you off so quick if you say the wrong. I don't really do much on TikTok. I'll advertise a short or whatever, but you gotta be real careful with TikTok. So you know.
Thank you.
And y'all know I like to cuss a little bit too much.
FF Will said, "Wait, what's the MySpace T Will?"
Oh man! Wow!
Got
Y'all
a Black
remember
Black
MySpace?
Planet profile. You want to
Oh
listen?
wow!
You would be in my top 8.
AOL. You've got mail.
Got you on dial up over there, T Will.
Wow.
You've got mail.
It's going down in a major way. FF Will, everybody here in the chat.
What up,
talking
FF
Falcons
Will?
football.
Jack, what happened? Jack, you went silent. What the hell, Jack?
No, I was talking to somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, Falcon fans, man, over 100 plus in here. It's going crazy. It's going wild. And shows like this, you know, feel free to share it. You know, tag your friends, tell your Falcons family. Hit the like button as well. I think it's somewhere around here. I don't know if it's Facebook, it's over here on this side, or the repost on Twitter, retweet somewhere on this side. YouTube too as well. I mean, for those that go to the channel and check out the videos, you guys can see we do this going live. A lot of people put up, you know, the edited videos and the pre-recorded videos. We do this live. Like, so big shout out to everybody who's in here. FF Will said 100 viewers and only 31 likes. The math ain't mathing, everyone. A lot of people's in here from Facebook too as well, Twitter too as well. Oh Jesus!
We gotta go. You had an appointment as the producer of One Time for the Fan, as the female who keeps you men straight. I let you know already, Jack. You were supposed to be at Uncle Steve Lounge's house at 12:30 p.m. sharp for his free birthday lawn cutting. You were supposed to take care of his yard for free for his birthday. That was already promised. 12:30 p.m. was the appointment. Wow. Now we're gonna owe him another free lawn service.
Oh,
I tell you what, Uncle Steve.
That would hurt.
I tell you what, because it's your birthday, your birthday weekend. I'm gonna send the best in the business over there. I'm gonna send Eric Parker over there. So Eric, if you got that new rake, new rake you just bought, you want to head over to Uncle Steve's. Uncle Steve he's waiting on you.
Eric, where have you been? Where have you been?
Don't forget about the backyard either. Hey,
wow.
Eric Parker.
Exactly. Thank
Eric
you.
Parker
What's going on, man?
King Atlanta supporter said he's waiting on you. Let's go, Jack. We gotta go. Shout out to Eric, man. But Eric Parker, where have you been? You're very late. 3 hours late.
Oh my gosh.
I needed you.
Eric Parker, he told y'all about 9:30 in the morning. The stock market is open.
Eric, she did.
The stock market is open. He said once he gets settled, then he'll be able to jump into the podcast. 3 hours later, I'm sure he's losing those trades like he lost that parlay slip last night. But big shout out to Eric Parker too as well. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I would have wished that on Eric. Eric he's a go-getter, man. He gets money. Big shout out to Eric Parker, man. But if you want to make some more money today, Uncle Steve's waiting on you. You can do the front yard over there by the mailbox too as well. Even by the driveway if you want to take care of that too as well. Uncle Steve's in the chat having a good time. He said, I was trying to find out where you live, Carrie. Sheesh. Chat GPT's not helping, I guess. Uncle Steve's having a good time, like I said, man. But like I was saying before, Uncle Steve jumped in here and told me to go ahead and get his yard taken care of. We go live. You know what I'm saying? A lot of content creators do the same thing too as well. That's how we built up the whole, One Time for the Fan account on YouTube, just by going live, talking Falcons football, including everybody that we can that's in the podcast. Bodie can tell you from when we first started with just 3, 4, 5 people watching, you know what I'm saying, to now where we are years later, to where we have a lot of people chiming in. Possibly might need a moderator soon to check the chat and see what's going on. And the channel is just going to keep growing over the special guests. Over the years of all the special guests that we've had. Big shout out to everybody who takes the time out their day to show up. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 30. You can see today with Maggie T, it was over 2 hours. So when you got people who can talk Falcons football, we enjoy talking Falcons football with them too as well. Eric's in the chat cracking jokes too as well. He said 200% on Tesla calls so he can buy me a new leaf blower. So big shout out to Eric Parker here talking Falcons. He was on the show the other day. Eric was on the very first One Time for the Fan show a couple years ago, and he was so gracious enough to join us the other night talking Falcons football for more than an hour and some change. And I thank you all. Like, shout out goes to everybody that's in the chat. Once again, Carrie said it. Too many names to name, but you know who you are because I'm speaking directly to you. Thank you all for being here in the chat talking Falcons. Every single comment, every single person who was in here for the first hour, second hour, third hour, or if you was here the whole entire time. Thank you all. Also, thank you to Miss Carrie, Bodie 3000, T Will for my ATL Sports One Time for the Fan. We'll be back Sunday night with Tidy. Good old Tidy Joe from Atlanta Bird Gang. Tidy talks Falcons. Matter of fact, let me see. If I'm not mistaken, Bird Gang, they're a big group on Facebook. And when they go live, they have a lot of content creators in their group too as well. Big shout out to everybody who's over there in the Bird Gang group. But if I'm not mistaken, T-Will, that group has well over, 30,000 fans?
They get after it, brother.
29,000 fans.
They get after it.
In the Bird Gang group.
Yeah.
They get after it. They get active in that group. If you join in that group right now, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. But people are conversating 24/7 in that group. So you leave a great podcaster like Maggie T on today's show to head over to another great podcaster, content creator with Tidy Jones on Sunday. So it's going to be a great time. Make sure y'all here Sunday night at 8. What we got going on Sunday night, T-Will? Nothing. Just pretty much trying to stay warm and talk Falcons.
Let's go. And guess what? We should know. We'll know who one of the Super Bowl participants is because the second game starts at 6, right?
Well, you're a week late.
Tio, what the hell Tio, what is in that damn cup?
Oh my God.
Don't take a swig of that Mountain Dew.
I'm tripping.
Oh my
I'm tripping. I'm sorry,
teams are practicing.
I had a
right
senior
now.
moment. I know. Seattle and the
from that
Patriots.
Mountain Dew.
I had a senior moment. I'm sorry.
This is the phase you call the crash from the Mountain Dew.
Eric Parker's the first to laugh. FF Will said, come on. Oh, man, they calling you now.
That's my man. I had a senior, my bad.
We had them thinking you was a YN. Now they calling you now, man.
You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking? I was thinking we're going to do a show on the Super Bowl. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't. It was a brain fart, guy. I'm sorry. You're right.
I know. You went back down memory lane.
Or non-memory lane.
You
in
were
this
dialed
case.
in with.
In this case.
We're
I'm
going to know
sorry,
one
guys.
of the participants.
It was a moment.
And then you said, then you said, what time's the second game?
Oh my God.
Well, they got the teams ready. Bad Bunny's about to perform next week.
Oh my gosh! Please spotlight.
Your cousin said, "Cuz, tighten up, bro."
It was a senior moment. Yeah, you're right. And now, just so you know,
yes,
because of
spotlight
that,
Iron Mike. Yes,
he's gonna call me. Chucky's
He
gonna
will?
call me and be like, "What the hell, cuz?" He's
What
gonna
just
call me.
happened?
No, but look
I
at
don't
this
know.
one. T Will counts his weeks wrong, but not his fries in the drive-thru.
What?
So true. You know him, Iron Mike. You
Carrie,
know
I was
him so
shocked.
well.
I was sitting there thinking, like, is T-Will
What
talking
the
to
hell
us?
What the hell is he talking about?
I had to
It was
think,
a moment.
T-Will, I ain't gonna lie, Carrie. He had me thinking, like, oh shit, they got another game this weekend. Somebody go down.
Hey man, hey.
James
It was
Overton
a
said,
senior
"Come join
moment,
me."
man. It was. Is this him right? No, that ain't him. I thought that was Chucky.
Oh god.
That was
In
somebody.
Bellows World,
He
shout out
was
to
so
Bellows World too as
serious.
well.
He was so
Bellows World
serious.
always comments after the show is over. He watches it and says, T-Will's notifications go crazy. When he's in the car, it's just loud as hell.
Trust me,
He's loud as hell.
Bello.
You got to turn the volume down.
It's another senior moment. I try to tell him all the time. You don't mute it when your phone's ringing.
I
and going off
don't.
the chain.
I should. You're right. You're right.
That's
You're right.
T-Will
Oh
calling
my
Vegas.
God.
Yeah, let me get 20,000 on the Broncos.
Got 20,000 on the
Let me get 10,000
Broncos.
on the Rams.
What? Oh wait, that is Chucky. I'm gonna let y'all hear Chucky. Hold
I
on.
want to hear Chucky's D voice now.
What up, cuz? Hold on, I'm trying to put you in the speaker so they can hear you. Hang on. Tell everybody what's up. Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, we can hear you, Chuck. What's up,
Hey,
Chuck?
Chucky.
Eric Parker said you're embarrassing the Autobots.
I am embarrassing the Autobots. Hey, Chucky, let me call you back, man. But hey, thank you for the call,
Chucky
bro.
want to know what is going on with my cousin. He was having such a great show, and then he started talking about Michael Vick playing tomorrow in the Pro Bowl.
He's like, "What the hell, man? What do you?" Yeah, man. I am embarrassing the Autobots. So, hey, did you see my post, Jack?
Jack missed the whole Autobots conversation.
Where? Where'd you post it?
On Facebook.
Oh, you posted on Facebook? What was it?
T-Will and the Autobots. You looked at it.
Jack missed that combo. It was just me, you, Eric.
I saw the one that T-Will. I saw the one that Eric posted in the chat.
He did.
Yes. You didn't have to get him up to speed, T-Will.
I made a story in it. So, yeah, we'll get him up to speed. It'll be quick. So, Jack, yesterday we were in the chat and we talked on a barrage of subjects. I mean, a plethora of topics. And so one of the things that came up was if you could do anything in the world, if you could do any job in the world and money didn't matter, what would it be? And I said I wanted to be a rapper and a singer. And my name for my group would be T-Will and the Autobots. And they just laughed. They were like, that is terrible.
So Eric put the meme out. I saw when he put the
meme. Right. That's where that came from, right? So as a joke to continue it, I posted it on Facebook, right? As a story like T-Will. And nobody, only people who were in the chat will know. And now everybody who watches the show will know, but it was a gag.
Wow. So breaking news. The Vikings have fired their GM. Thank goodness we got ours secured.
Damn.
Times are changing in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen.
They are changing. Wow. Well, anyway, we don't have anything to do Sunday night, and we will be doing a Super Bowl show next week, right?
I believe Big Low Country should have some time to join us next week. We will confirm that. Country, if you're in the chat, you can help us confirm it. If not, you need some more time. Then we'll definitely get to that. I'm watching video of Adam Schefter sharing Shedeur meets Browns head coach Todd Monken. So we'll see what happens there. And guess what, Falcon fans? The Falcons play the Browns this year too as well. I think we're forgetting about that. We play the AFC North.
Yep.
So
in Cleveland
too as well. So I've been there. Cleveland opens up their tailgate lot 24 hours in advance. So you can go tailgate the night before all the way through to the morning. So just be prepared for something like that. Or I think they opened it at like 3 a.m., I believe. I know it was super late when we drove past, and I was like, what the hell are these fans doing? And the dude was like, oh, yeah, the tailgate lots are open. I went to that game last time in Cleveland in 2017 where we got our teeth kicked in and Nick Chubb went crazy on us, but that won't be happening this year. Hopefully there won't be a cold game because, the NFL scheduling committee, they're going to put a dome team outside around winter. And, of course, we play Green Bay, which is an outdoor team. We play Carolina, which is an outdoor team. Tampa, Carrie, you saw it in December last year. What was the temperature in Tampa in December at that game?
Oh, that was nice. It was like in the 60s, low 60s. It was nice. I got to wear my throwback starter jacket. I was wearing like pants. That's not normal for Raymond James. Normally the game is a 1 p.m. game in October, and it's in the 90s.
Blazing
so
hot.
That was very nice.
Right. So I'm
nice
sure the
too.
Falcons will be on some type of winter outdoor team schedule this year. Carolina, Packers. I think we got the Steelers away too as well.
Jack, I'm just hoping that some of these games we have up north are not late in the season because it's going to be rough. We got teams that play in very cold, snowy weather.
Right.
So, and for our away game. So, yeah, I'm hoping we play them early in the season for sure.
Right. Then you look at a team like Houston, a dome team went up to Pittsburgh in the cold and beat Pittsburgh. Very low scoring game, but then they went down there to New England, which was even colder, and did not come away with a W. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This show has been amazing once again. Shout out to everybody, every single person, every single comment, even the people that are watching the show and didn't comment. Shout out to you as well. All the new subscribers, thank you all so much. Keep subscribing. T Will's channel is up too as well for my ATL Sports One Time for the Fan. If you can find Carrie's social media, follow her. She got like 15,000 followers already. Might as well just keep following her. Keep adding to the mix. I mean, there's so many people follow Carrie. But yeah, Falcon fans, this is great that we can have this conversation today. What's up, Carrie?
17-0.
There he is. There he is. Tony Hall said, don't forget we're scheduled to play the international game as well. I do think it's going to be Munich. That we'll
but
be
I don't like
to.
that. Why does it count as our home game? I don't like that.
Season ticket holders, PSL holders.
I don't like it.
So, last year was the away game.
There goes his phone. He turns off the camera, but not the mic.
Sheesh.
What
Got to take a bite of that cold cut, doesn't he? No. T was a good guy, man. For Falcon fans here in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Carrie, for Bodie, for T Will, for myself, hitting the end stream button. And what I forgot. If you love the show, if you enjoy what you heard today, go ahead and put that rise up in the chat. We're all Falcon fans at the end of the day. You may agree on some things, may have disagreed on some things, but if you understand what we're doing here on One Time for the Fan, just drop that rise up in the chat.
Or that get set in the chat. That's like the new a lot of Falcons fans are trying to push for us to get a new slogan to go along with the new uniforms in 2026. It's a new era, as our friend likes to say in the chat. It's a new era of Falcons football, 2026. But yeah, I've seen on Twitter some Falcons fans throwing out some ideas of new slogans. So that's gonna be interesting to see if maybe they'll take that into consideration. Matt Ryan, get rid of Rise Up and switch to like something like Get Set.
Maybe we should ask Tidy that Sunday night. See how he feels about that. I'm sure we're going to ask the Kevin Stefanski. We'll ask the Matt Ryan question. Kevin Stefanski. Anything that happens. Ian Cunningham. We'll get to some GM talk. The questions from the chat is going to be crazy with Tidy because Tidy can talk Falcons football. And just like Maggie, just like Eric, just like everybody else we had on the channel, I already know what the questions from the chat because we had some questions that we couldn't answer. Tidy would be like, no, go back to that question right there. We're gonna get to that one. Go back to that one. Man, it's gonna be a great time to have Tidy here on the show for the first time. So thank you all for being a part of this show today. And I'll be